as a good prescriber, CBN and homeopath, has given the routine medicines for the constipation. On 11/11, he was much better, could easily pass the stool, not at all irritable, increased appetite and thirst. Next. Now we will see the video of his father. We have taken yesterday only. This is when he was consulted. Now at present he is like this.
Hi everyone.
Missing of
I want to share some
pause. May Ajay, actually we have invited number of homeopathic doctors, and at last I told Ajay Sir, you plus collect the case, and yesterday only that case has been recorded. But you see the impact of a case. नाम बोलता जीभ में ठंगो पड़ी जाए.
You know, after this case, the surgeon who was advised to go to removal of a large intestine, he called me and asked, how can you find the missing nose?
So, see, when it's a congenital deformity, congenital disease, where no nerve cells in the intestine, and that's why it is large megacolon. It's an advanced pathology, and I think probably you have the previous and post reports also.
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. Go ahead.
Child, Dhairya. He born in 2008, and after 6 months, when we visit to India, he's suffering from seasonal fever and cold, and we take some allopathy treatment, and after that treatment, he start to suffer with constipation. When the problem started, we have taken lot of medicine, different doctors, this and this. He never get out of the problem. He is too small to settle the issue. So we have to give him suppository, or we have to do manual stool pass. After my second child born, we have decided to take treatment in homeopathy. So that's why we visited Dr. Ajay Shah, and we want to thank Ajay Shah sir for giving us the best treatment. Within 6 months, my boy, he come out of the problem. Up to now, we never face any problem regarding that. So we want to thank Mr. Ajay Shah.
So next. So this is another case of an autism and ADHD. Sahiti Thakral, age 6 years, consulted us.
Before that, can you say brief about the case, how prescribed and what the medicine which you have prescribed?
So medicine, okay. So he told that it got cured in 6 months, but maybe I was late in finding out his similimum, because first I prescribed him phosphorus and it was not working well. Then I worked again on the case, and on repertorization, the remedy come out to be was psychotic co. It's a bowel nosode. And within the few doses of bowel nosode, this was the result. And in Allen's keynote, it is written in also in psychotic co that it is a medicine for Hirschsprung's disease. And in repertorization also it came out.
Great.
We see what her father said after around 8 months of the treatment. Here we will see the video of the father. Now first, I think all of you are aware what is an autism. It's a really, you can say it's a pathetic condition for the parents, for the child having a autistic symptoms. You can say it's a broad spectrum disorder, so it is known as ASD, autism spectrum disorder. Now we will see the video. In this, there is a lack of social communication. Child is his own world. They don't understand the normal routine life. It is difficult, it is really difficult to manage such child.
મારું નામ દેવદીપ ઠકરાજ છે અને હું સાહિતીના ફાધર છું. મારી બેબી સાહિતીને ઓટિઝમ પ્લસ હાઇપર એક્ટિવ નામની ADHD નામની બીમારી છે. અમે અત્યારે હાલમાં વૃંદાવન ક્લિનિકમાં ડૉક્ટર અજય શાહ પાસે તારીખ 19/3/2022 એટલે કે માર્ચ મહિનાથી દવા લઈએ છીએ. ત્યાં શરૂઆતમાં મારી બેબીને ઓટિઝમ તથા હાઇપર એક્ટિવિટી ખૂબ જ વધારે હોવાથી તેમને હેન્ડલ કરવી ખૂબ જ અઘરું પડતું હતું. પરંતુ તેમની દવા બાદ તેમનામાં અત્યારે હાઇપર એક્ટિવિટીમાં કુલનેસ આવી છે, જેમના કારણે તેમનું અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડિંગ લેવલ વધ્યું છે અને તે નોર્મલ સ્કૂલમાં ભણી શકે છે. તેમજ મારી બેબી અત્યારે નાના બાળકો સાથે પ્લે કરી શકે છે, શરૂઆતમાં ન કરી શકતી હતી. તેમજ મોબાઈલમાં વિડીયો કોલિંગ ન કરી શકતી હતી, કોલિંગમાં વાત ન કરી શકતી હતી, જે અત્યારે આઈ ટુ આઈ કોન્ટેક્ટ આપી અને વિડીયો કોલિંગમાં વાત કરી શકે છે. તેમજ મારી બેબીને અત્યારે હાલમાં સ્કૂલમાં જે પરિણામો આવે છે તે ખૂબ જ સારા આવે છે અને તે નાના બાળકો સાથે પણ રમી શકે છે, જે શરૂઆતમાં રમી ન શકતી હતી. આમ અજય શાહને ત્યાં દવાથી મારી સાહિત્યમાં ઘણો બધી ખૂબ જ ફેરફાર જોવા મળ્યો છે અને તે બાબતે અમે વૃંદાવન ક્લિનિક તથા ડૉક્ટર અજય શાહના ખૂબ જ આભારી છીએ.
Now it is really, if you see the video, now the parents have sent me the video and they have requested that we don't want to go in our past life, so we don't show that video, so we are seeing her, we are showing his yesterday's video. We will see the drawings which she used to make and now she are making. See, this is the drawings when she used to come on the follow-up. This is of 11th November. Next slide. This is of 28th November. This is of 16th of December. And now this is of this is where she has drawn Sahiti and her friend Sloka. Next.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Saiti Devdit Thukkan. My father name is Miss Devdit Thukkan. My mother name is Shweta Thukkan. I am 7 years old. I live in Nagpur, Madhya Pradesh. My full name is Sansanati Guru. I must study grade 1. Grade 1.
Okay, tell me your birth date.
My birthday is on.
Now, if you see this, for an autistic child, it is really unthinkable, because once upon a time, he was in his own world. She was not responding to the parents. She was not able to recognize her parents also. And just move forward.
Second August
Next
2000.
Now, next. Now, this is the drawing. You know, with homeopathic medicines, we are able to develop his cognitive ability. Now, cognitive ability is for reasoning and thinking. So these people will not even able to recognize the colors. So now she is drawing like this way. Just play.
Mama, green color થઈ ગયો.
Next.
Lead.
Now, this is a very interesting case. Now, the next one is the fish bone stuck in the throat. Now, this patient is my old patient who was taking treatment for me in the past for fixed drug reaction. And one day, suddenly, he was eating a fish and a bone stuck in his throat. And he went to an ENT surgeon. And then ENT surgeon suggested you go to the gastrosurgeon. And gastrosurgeon advised him to go for the surgery, and he explained the consequences of this operation. So he started feeling nervous, he started perspiring, and he said that I want to take a second opinion, and then he came to me with the fish bone stuck in the throat.
Good morning. My name is Sohil Panwala and I'm a chartered accountant practicing in Rajkot and Ahmedabad. So I met Mr. Ajay Shah in the year of 2014, where I was diagnosed with fixed drug reaction. One of my family doctors has suggested me to go for the homeopathic treatment, and then I have consulted him, and the treatment was going smooth and easy. But this thing is about the other complication which I had in the month of September. It was 23rd September 2022, where I was having a lunch. In the lunch I was having fish. So while consuming the fish, a bone of that fish was stuck at my throat, and instantly I started feeling irritation at my throat. So I wanted to consult a ENT surgeon for the same. I went to the ENT surgeon, and they have suggested that we need to perform some test to remove that bone from your neck or your throat. And they have taken some X-rays and the things. In the X-ray also, the bone was visible, which was at my throat or maybe food pipeline. So they have inserted the camera and they have performed their procedures, but after some 15-20 minutes of worthless efforts, they couldn't find that the bone is there also, because the bone was sharp and thin. So after becoming hopeless, they have suggested me that you need to consult gastrologist, and they'll perform some endoscopy treatment to find out that exactly where the bone is located. Maybe it can be located in food pipeline. So you need to go for the gastrologist and go for the endoscopy treatment. After having this opinion from the ENT surgeon, I have consulted gastrologist for the same, and they have taken the reports from ENT. They have analyzed the X-ray reports, and they have suggested me that if we will perform endoscopy and if we will find out the bone, then we need to remove it by performing some surgery, and for which you need to be hospitalized. Once we will remove the bone, then injury needs to be healed. So we need to insert some additional food pipeline, and you need to be hospitalized for 20 to 25 days, and there may be some complications like pneumonia also because of the leakage, and the things can be pretty much serious. So I was like pretty much cool and calm before going to the endoscopy's suggestion from the ENT doctor. I thought that it is a small piece of bone, it cannot harm me that much, but once I heard these kind of statements from the gastrologist, I was like, what is this, yaar? This is a pretty much serious thing, and I was pretty much nervous and I was sweating. So I tried to convey the doctor that I need to consult my parents, and I want to go for the second opinion, and they've suggested me that you can get the second opinion. Meanwhile, discussing with these things with family members, they have suggested that why we are not going for the family doctor consultation. And my elder brother has immediately taken the step, and he has brought me to the Dr. Ajay Shah, because he is my family doctor. And I have consulted Mr. Ajay Shah for the same on the 23rd September, I remember exactly. And he has suggested me that you don't need to worry about this thing, the solutions are available in the homeopathy. He has given me some medicines, and he has ensured that the things can be easy, and the alien thing which is coming from the outside in our body, it can be removed, and the body will remove the foreign objects automatically. You just need to be calm, and you need to trust the process, and the homeopathic solution is effective. After having the medicines from the doctor, within few days, like it was 3 to 4 days of the consumption of homeopathic medicine, I was feeling like there is nothing in my throat, and I was literally relaxed, and I was calm, because I avoided surgery. And if I could have gone for the surgery, the things can be the things could be worse, or something out of my control, and it is very much a scary thing. So
Now, as this patient was under my treatment, I was aware of his constitutional medicine. And you know, God gift us with the same something which we are aware of. See, now the medicine which we were giving him for the first fixed drug reaction was silica. And see, I saw this rubric in the repertory, wounds, expulsion of fish bones, splinters, needles, foreign bodies. To promote the expulsion of fish bones, splinters, needles, and foreign body, the listed medicine was silica. So we gave silica 200 single dose, and maybe I told him કે કેવી રીતે બહાર આવશે, વોમિટમાં આવશે, મેં કીધું સ્ટૂલમાં આવશે. તો કે મન કેવી રીતે ખબર પડશે, મેં તને નહીં ખબર પડે. So next case. This is a case of a myositis. A female of 35 years of age consulted on 4th of December 2020. She was suffering this from 2010. She was taking treatment from rheumatologist since last 2 years and was on steroid and other allopathic medicines. What is myositis? It's a rare disease. See, in this, the allopath said you have no treatment, you have to suffer this for the lifetime, and your CPK will be always high. But after the homeopathic treatment, and she was not going to the rheumatologist, so I asked her to go and take the opinion after 1 year. So he scolded her, okay, why you have come after 1 year? So okay, I was better. And we have recorded it, okay, what the rheumatologist have said her. And we have the CPK result also, in which the reports are normal. Now listen. ખાવામાં કેવું છે ડોક્ટર સાહેબે શું કીધું તમને તમે બતાવવા ગયા પેલા કીધું ખીજાણા પછી સારું શું કીધું
એને પહેલા મતલબ સૌથી પહેલા અમે આ જાન્યુઆરી અત્યારે ડિસેમ્બર ચાલે ને તો જાન્યુઆરીમાં હું ગઈ હતી બતાવવા સૌથી પહેલાં તો ત્યારે મને મસલ્સમાં એટલે પગમાં વીકનેસ આવી હતી ત્યારે હું ગઈ હતી તો ત્યારે મને એને MRI કરવાનું કીધું હતું પણ પછી મેં MRI નહોતો કરાવ્યો તમે કીધું સારું થઈ જાય ને પછી ઓલી આયુર્વેદિક ડૉક્ટરે માલિશ કરવાનું કીધું હતું એટલે માલિશ હારે હારે કરી એટલે પછી હું બતાવવા ગઈ હતી ને આ વખતે તો પહેલાં મને ખીજાણી કે કેમ કે MRI નથી કરાવ્યો હોય કે મેં કીધું જરૂર નથી મેં કીધું તો કે તું મારા પાસે શું કામે આવ્યા જરૂર નથી તો કે તમારે હાથે ડાયગ્નોસ કરી લેવું હોય તો કે મારી પાસે આવવાની કંઈ જરૂર નથી મેં ના પણ સર પછી મેં એલોપેથિકથી પ્રોબ્લેમ થાય છે એટલે તો પછી વાત કરતાં કરતાં રિપોર્ટ ને બધું જોયું ને પછી ઓલો CPKનો રિપોર્ટ જોયો તો એ નોર્મલ થઈ ગયો છે એટલે નોર્મલ વેલ્યુમ પહેલી વાર આવ્યો 12 વર્ષે તો એને તો ખુશ થઈ ગયા પછી તો એ જોયા પછી કે વાહ કે નોર્મલ છે કે ચાલો ચેક કરો પછી આમાં હાથની ને એની જોવે કેટલી વીકનેસ છે તો પછી તો કે વાહ બધું સરસ છે કે આમ ડોકુચી કરાવે સુડાવે બધું જોવાય ચેક કરે તો એ ના બરોબર છે કાંઈ વાંધો નથી ને કે આ ગળ અટકી જાય છે કે જોવો થોડો ટાઈમ પછી એવું કંઈ લાગે તો બતાવી જાજો નહીંતર દર 6 મહિને કે રિપોર્ટ ખાલી CPKનો કરાવી લેવો આ બધા રિપોર્ટ લીધા ને 6-8 મહિને એટલે કે કાંઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ વધે ને બાકી કે સારું છે કે દવા સરસ લાગુ પડી કહેવાય
કીધું હોમિયોપેથિક દવા
હા કીધું અને કે તમે નસીબદાર કહેવાય કે તમને આટલો ઉથલો કે ઓછા મારે છે મતલબ કે તમારે જે ઉથલા મારે છે પણ બહુ હાઈ કેપેસિટીમાં ગઈ છે
તમે નસીબદાર કહેવાય મીન્સ ફોર ધેમ ઇટ ઇઝ રાધર એન મિસ્ટ્રી કે ભાઈ રિપોર્ટ નોર્મલ આવે સિમ્ટમ્સ નો રહે અને તમને રિલેપ્સિસ નથી થતા સો ફોર ધેમ એ નસીબદાર ગણો છો કે તમને કંઈ તકલીફ નથી સો આઈ થિંક ધીસ ઇઝ ધ કેસ ઇન ધીસ કેસ વી હેડ પ્રિસ્ક્રાઇબ કાલીબ્રોમ I think from this, by seeing the medicine, I think it is difficult, but I was asked to give about the scope of homeopathy. So these are the 2 cases where the 2 surgical cases and 2 autoimmune. So see, still one case autoimmune is there, but due to time constraint, we are limiting here. And so one case of autism, I think this is enough we can see the scope of homeopathy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Ajay. Kostas, can you come on side? Both of you can come. We need to answer the questions. And they declare the prize for the first questions. Yeah, you'll call it over here. Come down. Archana ma'am. Archana ma'am. Archana ma'am. Dr. Archana Dubey. He gets lost. Where is the question? You need to ask the question. That's great.
Where is the price?
Yeah, they bring the price.
Okay. What is the
Price
guy?
Price ले आओ. हाँ. लेके आओ price.
The first question. First question. First question.
See, over here also, I would like to mention, હું અહીંયા એવું એક ધ્યાન દોરવા માંગુ છું. When it is a matter of science, science is always evolving. My original idea is to train the thought process. If you know how to think, probably that is the key for you to grow and develop. Because if you don't know how to think, before that, what to think? And that comes from a question. So logically, everything can be right or everything can be wrong, provided whole idea of the knowledge and sharing and the things, trying to see which is not in front of us. So I would like to appreciate the questions. They were all wonderful questions, but from that we have picked up 3 questions, and from that 3, the speaker has selected 1 questions to award with the prize. All the three will get the prize. So it's the first questions, yeah.
So who has asked the first question? That was why antisoric treatment was given. It's Asha Desai from Aryaveer College. The next question was asked by why single remedy is not used, and the question is asked by Azaz. Who is Azaz? And the third question is asked by Rushita, that why only syphilinum is chosen. Please all the 3 come to the stage.
You have to stay here. Yeah, come here.
So you also. All the 3 students, please come to the stage.
Come in between, come in the center,
Come
Kavita.
at the center.
Jao.
So, answer the first question. Only.
So before answering the questions, why that question arises, I need to interview this. What was your question? What was your question? What did you thought?
Sir, basically my question was that why was the antisoric treatment was given when the case were syphilitic?
So, yeah, very good question.
He wanted to clarify more questions.
Sir,
Rushita,
if we give
please come to the
antisoric
stage.
treatment, then both soric and syphilitic, does not it make complex miasmatic disease?
Wow, wonderful. She asked if you give antisoric and antisyphilitic, either in the case of syphilitic miasm, which is predominant, and if you prescribe soric, then doesn't it make a complex multi-miasmatic disease? Good.
Nice, very nice.
Very nice question.
Give you another book, sir.
You will get another.
Yeah. What is that? Don't have other. Yeah. So this is a problem because some teachers say that there is a miasm in front and the other miasm behind, and the second mount, the third miasm, and you start to peeling the miasms one of the other to get to the case. So carbonium sulfuratum has every miasm, every remedy has every miasm. But the strange attractor is two miasms. It's the psoric level and the syphilitic level. Syphilitic level here is all the pathological symptoms, the problem, the cancer of the brain, all the syphilitic problems, the gaps of energy. And psoric elements are the innocence of the patient, that he feels like a child. He feels like a child. He feels dynamic and innocent with his wife, and he has syphilitic symptoms in the body and psoric behavior in the mind. So we have two different to the same. So it's not, I prefer psoric, it's not psoric, it's not syphilitic, it's major syphilitic, but we cannot say all these remedies are syphilitic, the other are psoric, and the other, every remedy can be every miasm. In this case, because carbonium sulfuratum has many psorics in the mind and many syphilitics, optic neuritis, hearing losses, cancers, all these things, you combine this, you don't combine the miasms, you combine to the patient one remedy with the same, with psoric elements in the mind and syphilitic elements in the body. Okay, this is clear enough? Clear enough.
Which year you are from? Third year. Oh, wonderful. Doesn't she deserve a clapping for third year student having an understanding on miasm with a complexities? There is not a compartmentalization. See, answer and questions for me at this juncture is irrelevant. Yeah. And a third year student asking a question, fundamental question on the miasm, that's, I think, Professor of Organon will appreciate. Yeah. Great. Thank you.
See?
Then it is a journey. Again, it is a journey. It is a journey to find out the truth. See, what is right question and right answer? The journey has begun. Whether it is a compartments, whether it is psoric, then it is only psoric, whether it is only syphilitic, whether it is, you might have heard about multi-miasmatic disease. Multi-miasmatic expression, these are all abstract actually. Have you ever, anyone has seen the miasm? Like, it exists, but it is not evident in form of slides and cells and materialization and the things. But it is the understanding of the things, and the journey begins and the right step has begun. So rather than falling onto the answer, I would like to credit the student for having an understanding. Very good. You very well deserved it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question. Next question.
Before.
Yeah.
I wrote a book. Okay, this is one of the book. And I gave it to my colleagues in Greece. And they start to reading for some months. And all my colleagues gave me congratulations for the book. But there was no any question about the book. So even they understood everything, or they don't understand
anything,
or they didn't understand nothing.
When there is no question, either you understood everything or you have not understood anything.
Yeah. So the next question.
So now the next question. What was the next question?
Yeah.
You asked?
Like my question was કે like ઘણા વર્ષોથી આ વસ્તુ જોઈ છે કે જ્યારે ભણતા હતા ત્યારે એમ કહેતા હતા કે સિંગલ સિમ્પલ રેમેડી. મારો ક્વેશ્ચન એવી રીતનો હતો કે હોમિયોપેથી બધા માટે સેમ છે, પેશન્ટ એક જ છે મારી સામે, અલગ અલગ ફિઝિશિયન્સ જોવે છે. મેડમે એનો આન્સર આપ્યો કે બધાનું ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલાઇઝેશન અલગ છે, રાઈટ? આપણી હોમિયોપેથી એના ઉપર જ બિલ્ડ ઓન થઈ છે કે ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલાઇઝેશન. તો પેશન્ટ એક છે, સિમ્ટમ્સ પેશન્ટ એક જ જેવા બોલે છે, ફિઝિશિયન સામે અલગ અલગ છે, તો મેડિસિન્સ કેમ અલગ અલગ આવે છે? તો મેડમે એનો આન્સર બેકસ્ટેજ બહુ સારી રીતે મને આપી દીધો, ને આઈ એમ સેટિસ્ફાઈડ વિથ દેટ કે શું કામ બધાની મેડિસિન્સ અલગ અલગ આવે છે.
And that was my question too when since I started. कि साला ये एलोपैथिक साइंस एक तरीके से अच्छा है, मलेरिया है, सिंकोना क्विनिन देना है, लारिया को इंजेक्शन देना है, सिंपल. देन यू से कि नहीं लारिया को में तो मलेरिया का सिम्टम्स है तो सिंकोना भी दे सकते हो, बेलाडोना भी दे सकते हो, ये भी दे सकते हो. साला मालूम नहीं पड़ता है, हर एक डॉक्टर के पास जाओ अलग अलग मेडिसिन आता है ना?
Can you repeat the question in English? Because I understand some.
You understood the question? You understood the question?
You understood his language?
नहीं, me, see, I am talking to Costas.
Yeah.
Have you understood the question?
No.
No questions?
No, I know the question, but can you? In
But we also don't know the answer.
in one, to
Yeah.
tell again the question. Only.
Why there are many remedies when patient is single? There is no surrogate, na? There has to be one minimum.
Yeah. Okay.
Why different
Okay.
remedies?
Okay. Understood. Yeah. So all depends in what level of health, in what miasmatic level you are. If you are in a solid level like acute or psoric state, clearly not go to syphilitic and to be clearly psoric state. Very healthy and have only psoric conditions. Because you are intact energetically, as I said in my method, if you give a remedy, you can make wrong remedy. You can be calcarea carbonica, carbonica, lycopodium or sulfur. You can give one of these three remedies for whatever, for migraines, for psoriasis. Okay. It can have the same result, cure, with different remedies because it is a solid state. And this, if you have, who knows Ilya Prigozhin? Ilya Prigozhin, knows everyone? No, nobody? Ilya Prigozhin is a physicist.
No, nobody knows.
If some frequency comes in a solid state inside the body, if the body is healthy without gaps, energetic gaps, then this small frequency starts to resonate all the body and becomes, so you can give several remedies with the same response in a solid psoric state. But if it is a syphilitic state, if it is in syphilitic, in an advanced syphilitic
So do you mean to say that every miasmatic stage has a different dynamics of energy pattern?
Yes, it's different, yeah.
Okay.
So if it is a syphilitic state that has gaps of energy,
Okay.
you have to be more precise. Because only one or two remedies can, or on some topical, you cannot find many remedies to work. And even the posology in a psoric state, even if you give 30 CH, because it is a broad posology, 30 CH in every, can have some result. But in a syphilitic state, you have to give topical remedies or high potencies because it is more narrow to find one similum and to find where to hit because there are gaps of energy. You have to know where to hit. If it was a syphilitic state, then it is one remedy, it's very difficult. But if it is a psoric state, even if you make wrong, you have a result and you think that this was the remedy, but it is very healthy and reacts to every remedy.
So you are, what I understand is it's just an energy you are focusing rather than symptoms, rather than classifying the things, rather than classifying the miasm, the disease.
Yes.
So what I am able to listen to is somewhat the energy and the flow, which is very important. And I used to classically give an example. એક આપણે hinges આવે ને ઓલા દરવાજો ખોલો ને એક smooth open થાય, and the another one એક spring વાળો આવે ને ખોલો ને ખટ કરતો ખુલે. That pattern છે ને, energy pattern, why we are responding. See, this is like receiving and responding, receiving and responding, either reacting or responding. When you receive some pattern, some stimulus, and you tend to respond, you tend to speak. So disease ની અંદર આ પેટર્ન છે ને એ deviated હોય ને એમાં ત્રણ જાતની જુદી જુદી according to miasmatic understanding. If in the SORA, it will be a different energy pattern to respond. It is in a psychosis, it is a different pattern. And syphilis, it is a different pattern.
If you drive a car, if the car is new, it's brand new, and has strength, even you took a little
speed. Yeah.
But if the car is old one with syphilitic states, you push it, nothing.
એવું નથી, ઘણાઈને ગમે એટલા ધક્કા મારો તોય હાલે નહીં, અને ઘણાઈને જરા કામ તો કર્યું હોય તો હળગી જાય. સમજી ગયા? Got it. Next question. Rishita?
Why you choose syphilinum among the all other nodules are there?
Because this case had syphilitic miasm in the background. As I already explained that it was a defective case where all the physical symptoms disappeared, and gradually, day by day, the pathology started collecting only in the mind level. So it was a deep syphilitic case which was creating some destruction at the level of mind. That's why I chose cifilinum. And the other reason was when you have a patient who is slowly establishing after frequent history of cough, cold, fever, or any other disorders like suppression of diseases in the past, then cifilinum really helps the patient to speed up the recovery, as mentioned by Dr. Kent, which I showed in session also. That was the reason. I hope I could satisfy your query better. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita, and all the questions answered. Thank you. So, what I understand out of these questions and questionnaires and the sessions, you remain here. If you, I went to see your case. She will present a case?
Yes, I will do and then you.
Okay. आप present करेंगे? Sure. आ जाइए. Yeah. So before we'll immediately go for a case presentation. Let us see another case from Dr. Kavita.
ऑटिज्म वाला लगा. ऑटिज्म का है? ओके. सो माय डियर
सेमिनार आज हमने
फ्रेंड्स,
ऑटिज्म का कर दिया होता तो अच्छा होता ना.
अच्छा होता.
सारे
मैं
cases
और
autism
अजय
के
सर
हैं.
तो बहुत खुश हो जाते हैं. चलिए. सो इट्स एन ऑब्स्टिनेट केस ऑफ ऑटिज्म ट्रीटेड विथ अ रेयर रेमेडी. वैसे हमारे पास दो ऑप्शन है. एक इनफर्टिलिटी का भी सेशन है मेरे पास में. आप लोग क्या देखना चाहते हैं? इनफर्टिलिटी वाले हाथ ऊपर करो, ऑटिज्म वाले हाथ ऊपर करो, बाकी के लोग घर पे जाओ. सो नेक्स्ट, a mother consulted me for her 2.5 year son. He was a diagnosed case of autism and ADHD. Next. You can see here the diagnosis. The patient's name is Shaurya and he has diagnosis of PDD, that is autism. Now after May 2015, all the diagnoses are under one umbrella diagnosis, that is ASD. So now we don't have PDD or Asperger's syndrome. Next. Mother said he born 3-4 weeks early, premature. I suffered from bleeding, hence cesarean section was performed. His birth weight was 3 kg and pediatrician said his development will be sluggish. I couldn't breastfeed him due to lack of milk. Dentition and walking was normal for the age. He has speech issues, can utter the word papa but doesn't understand the relation. For him, papa is just a word. He doesn't call me mom, points finger to an object if he wants it but couldn't speak. Till the age of 18 months, he was able to talk, gradually lost his speech. It is a typical symptom of PDD. Next. When he was 2.5 years old, relatives told me that he is not responding well. I thought he is deaf. If we call him by name, Shaurya, he doesn't respond. If I ask something interested to him, he answers. For example, Shaurya, do you want chocolate? He says yes. So he understands those things only which are really good for him. Next. Once there was thunderstorm, but he was absolutely fine and laughing. No fear at all. He doesn't understand the risk factor. He is restless, cannot sit at one place and does not sleep and jumps 1,000 to 2,000 times per day. He jumps in bed for hours. He wants us to watch and clap, cheer for him. Wants open places, hurts people by throwing things. He's comfortable only with gents, not with ladies. This is again a clinical symptom of autism which I observed in thousands of patients of autism, that they are quite okay with the same gender and whenever they have to interact with the opposite gender, they become little weird. They behave like that I'm not comfortable with this person. Next. Doesn't respond if we call him. Cannot express if needs anything, cannot talk about pee or potty. Next. And he was not able to unbutton his pant. He becomes destructive if things goes against his wish, tears paper, he broke TV set. If his sister comes to me, he bites her. He feels that it is only my mother. Next. Sleep restless, constant moving in bed. He sucks thumb as soon as he sees blanket. Sometimes put blanket on his sister's body and sleep on that. He is irritable, banging head on floor at any contradiction, crying for hours like spicy food, loves to play in water, even watering the plants in garden. Next. Stool occasionally hard, excessive thrust. He may drink small or large quantity, drinks even during sleep. His vertex and forehead sweats a lot. His neck weight, he wakes up. Family history, elder sister is normal. Father is introverted, talking to himself, lack of confidence patient. So now please watch this video, see how the mental status of mother during pregnancy really creates disorders. Play. First just watch the child.
माझ्याकडे पोरं येतात त्याच्याकडे ते एन्जॉय करतात मला खूप आवडतं पोरं खायला तुझे भेटत पहिल्या मुलीने खूप त्रास दिला होता ती बदमाश होती तर मला बाळ नकोच होतं अच्छा पण घरच्यांच्या प्रेशरमुळे मी दुसरं बाळ जबरदस्ती तुझ्या मागे लागले की तू प्रेग्नन्सी ठेव तर मग मी विचार केला की बा हे कसं भूत प्रेताळासारखं आपल्या मानेवर हाकलं तरी येऊन बसतेस एकदाच सेकंड चाईल्ड करू जे होईल ते पाहून घेऊ बा असा विचार करून मी म्हणजे आपण कसं डोळे बंद करून विहिरीत उडी मारतो तशी विहिरीत उडी मारल्यासारखी केली ऍक्च्युली हा मुलगा झाला ना मला खूपच नाराजी झाली मला मुलगी पाहिजे होती बट ऑलरेडी यू हॅड वन डॉटर हा पण नाही मला मुलं आवडतच नाही त्याला कारण का माहिती असं वाटते की मुलं चांगलेच नसतात
You see, mother did not want to deliver the second child, but family forced her. That's why she said कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कुएं में तो खुद नहीं है ना, तो एक चांस लेके झंझट मिटा देती हूँ, इसलिए उसने ये प्रेगनेंसी रखी. और जब उसको बेटा हुआ तो वो इतनी डिसअपॉइंटेड थी, शी डिडंट एक्सेप्ट द चाइल्ड बिकॉज उसके हिसाब से बॉयज़ अच्छे नहीं रहते. अब ये उसके माइंड में क्यों है ये मुझे नहीं पता, जो उसका मेंटल स्टेटस है वो मैंने आपको बताया. नेक्स्ट. During pregnancy, I was not happy, not sad, just neutral. Next. You see, on 12th August, they did this occupational therapy report, delayed speech and selectiveness in responses and solitary play, typical symptoms of autism. Next. General processing, visual processing, oral processing, sab kuch disturb. Next. So in this case, I considered these rubrics, as you can see here. Speech inarticulate, taciturn, mutism children in fearless, jumping in children, flattered desire to be, expressing oneself, cannot expressing oneself, anger contradiction from possessiveness, and contradiction from the slightest, irritability from the slightest contradiction. Next. Mind loves water, impulse to jump, perspiration of scalp, perspiration, extreme thrust, stool hard, and sleep restless from bodily restlessness and desire for spices. And when you search the rubric hyperactivity in children, repertory or software redirect you to this rubric, energy, excess of energy children in. Next. Many remedies like sulfur, phosphorus, agaricus, tarantula his, ignitia, sepia, lycopodium, and stramonium, etc. came up. But do you have any guessing about these remedies? Anyone please? From students. Okay. Milestones तो normal चल रहे हैं. और कुछ? या इसके अलावा कोई मेडिसिन आपके माइंड में है? हमेशा क्या हमको वही मेडिसिन कंसिडर करने चाहिए जो रेपर्टराइजेशन चार्ट में शुरू में 6-7 नंबर तक के आ जाते हैं? करने चाहिए? नहीं करने चाहिए. क्यों नहीं करने चाहिए? Because repertorization is actually a tool. If you select wrong rubrics, you will get wrong set of remedies. So for that, your basic knowledge about case taking, about materia medica, about patients, clinical knowledge should be very good. Okay? Next. None of the above remedy covered gross rubrics. In such condition, we usually put nosode, but there was no history of toxin during pregnancy, hence ruled out all the nosode. You know one indication of nosode is there. When you have messy symptoms, like बहुत सारे सिम्टम है और हर इसमें केवल हर रेमेडी एक या दो सिम्टम कवर कर रही है, तो ऐसे समय हम क्या करते हैं, नोजोड डालते हैं जिससे रियल सेट ऑफ सिम्टम्स ऊपर आता है और वो केस टेकिंग करके फिर उसके हिसाब से मेडिसिन आगे का फाइनल करते हैं. नेक्स्ट. During interview, I understood that I am talking to a disappointed woman who bare this child against her will. She could not accept the child even after delivery, but today she came to meet me with her autistic child with a ray of hope. Next. My need was a remedy which should cover child's present complaint and mother's symptoms before and during pregnancy. Prescription here is a bird remedy. Falcon per 1 m, I gave this remedy. Now I will justify you why I gave this remedy. Next. Falcon stood on 50th number in my repertorization chart. When I applied the filter graphical results by strategy in my radar software, Falcon came up along with anacardium and aurummate in small remedies. You can see here in small remedies, Falcon is present over there. See the small remedies section, okay? It is on 6th number along with anacardium. Next. Usually polycryst remedies cover many symptoms in each patient as they have multiple symptom bank. Small remedies cover those symptoms which are the unique symptoms of the individual. I chose Falcon as it was the most suitable match to mother's and child's symptoms, which I am going to tell you now. Next. A long experience with autistic cases taught me that while dealing autism, we must see the reflection of mother in child and vice versa. Mother's symptom, delusion trapped, he means it's a repertory roop, otherwise she is. Then delusion betrayed that she is, anger, elements from suppressed anger, elements from shame. Why I took this betrayed she is, उसका एक रीज़न है, उसकी जब शादी हुई तो उसको ये मालूम था कि एज का डिफरेंस काफ़ी है हस्बैंड में, लेकिन उसको ये नहीं मालूम था कि हस्बैंड को मेंटल इश्यूज भी है. ये मैरिज के बाद उसको पता चला. एंड शी इज़ द गर्ल फ्रॉम अ वेरी पुअर फैमिली, इकोनॉमिकल कंडीशन अच्छा नहीं था, तो वो वापस जाने का कोई रास्ता नहीं था, इसलिए वो शादी चलती रही. देन एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम शेम, एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम स्कॉन्ड बीइंग, contemptuous, delusion he is persecuted, delusion unsupported, cannot support injustice but cool in the face of unjustification. मतलब आपको पता है कि मेरे साथ अन्याय हो रहा है, उसको वो सपोर्ट नहीं कर पा रहे, लेकिन फिर भी उसने उस चीज़ को एक्सेप्ट किया कि ठीक है, जो नसीब में लिखा है ना, एक कुएं में कूदी मारना है, ड्रैकुला मेरे गर्दन पे बैठा है, मुझे बच्चा कंसीव करना है, फैमिली ने जिद की, मुझे बच्चा पैदा करना है. सो इनजस्टिस हो रहा है मेरे साथ, लेकिन फिर भी मैं इस चीज़ को एक्सेप्ट कर रही हूँ. Then loathing of oneself, weakness, optimism is there in spite of the weakness, and telling the plain truth. She told me everything plain. So these were the symptoms of mother which I found in the remedy Falcon also. Next. Child symptoms now. Anger contradiction from mind biting, concentration difficult, cannot fix attention, lack of reaction to danger things, no sense of danger. Depersonalization is again in this case. Then longing for good opinion of others. Oh mom, I am jumping, you just clap and cheer for me. Then rage with biting, mind restlessness, toss it on. That is, you see in autism, there is selective mutism. They keep on silence with few particular people and they talk only with particular people whom they really like. Then love for water. Next. Falcon per are courageous, strong and extremely agile birds. There need to be more freshness and more air and space around. आपको पता है जब एक फाल्कॉन समुंदर के ऊपर से उड़ता है ना, तो एक साथ में 600 किलोमीटर तक के भी उड़ सकता है. तो वैसा ही हमारा जो पेशेंट है उसका एनर्जी लेवल इतना भयानक है, उसको इतना फ्रेशनेस और वो चाहिए, ओपन एयर, जंपिंग, डिजायर. देयर इज, यू कैन सी द लेवल ऑफ एनर्जी and you can see from where which remedy I was thinking about him having the level of energy, extreme level of energy. Next. So this is the follow-up after 3 months. हाँ.
आणि त्याला जर करायचं नसेल तर तो शांत राहतो, आता तो
नाही म्हणतो, म्हणजे त्याला जर करायचं नाही तर त्याला समजतं की मुझे नाही बोलना है. तू 3 शब्दांचं काही सेंटेन्स येतं का त्याला?
एकदा बोलतो तो फक्त मी बाहेर जातो.
आता त्याला सेंटेन्स मेकिंग यायला लागलेलं आहे आणि कोणत्या वस्तूला काय म्हणतात ते पण कळत आहे आणि सोबत त्याचं नाव किंवा स्पीच क्लियर झालेलं आहे. अभी उसका स्पीच आ गया 3 मंथ्स में और 3 वर्ड्स के सेंटेंस वो फॉर्म करने लगा. जो नॉन वर्बल पेशेंट था उसका वर्बल इसका शुरू हो गया. नेक्स्ट. नेक्स्ट. आई जस्ट गिव द प्लासिबो. नेक्स्ट. फॉलो अप आफ्टर 6 months. मदर सेड ही स्टिल इज प्लेइंग इन वाटर. If I try to pull him out, he relaxes his body and then throws out the things. मतलब वो दिन भर में 10 से 15 बार प्लांट को भी पानी डालता है so that he will get to play in the water. देयर इज स्ट्रॉन्ग डिजायर फॉर वाटर. एंड आपको पता है कि एक हमारे दिमाग में कॉमन चीज़ आती है ऑटिस्टिक पेशेंट के लिए कि वाटर का इतना डिजायर है, तो पेशेंट के मदर का प्रेगनेंसी में एमनियोटिक फ्लूइड लेवल कम तो नहीं था, क्योंकि हम एमनियोटिक फ्लूइड रेमेडी जज कर सकते हैं. इसमें एक थॉट आता दिमाग में, बिकॉज बहुत सारे मेडिसिन चल रहे होते हैं. जैसे शुरू में उसने कहा कि ब्लैंकेट ओढ़ के सोता है, बहन के आंख पे ब्लैंकेट डालता है फिर सोता है, तो उस समय मेरे दिमाग में कहीं तो भी प्लासेंटा भी चल रहा था, वो रेमेडी मैट्रिडोनल रेमेडी. सो आई जस्ट क्रॉस हर एंड शी सेड शौर्य वॉज बॉर्न विथ सीजरियन सेक्शन, इट वॉज ब्रीच प्रेजेंटेशन. एंड देन आई आस्क हर कि जब ये हुआ था तो अम्बिलिकल कॉर्ड तो नहीं था इसके नेक के अराउंड में. I just wanted to confirm about oligohydroamniosis as the remedy amniotic fluid stuck in my mind, but it was not there. Next. Falcon 1M given just to speed up the recovery. Patient was doing well. Next. So you can see here the psychological assessment report. They did the CARS test with homeopathic medication in the Feb 22. And you can see here the total score of CARS is 29. That means minimal to none of the autism. Next. None to minimal. Next. Play.
आम्ही जेव्हा टेस्ट केली यांची कास्ट टेस्ट तर तेव्हा तो त्या सरांशी रिलेट केलं त्यांनी क्वेश्चन आन्सर विचारले सरांनी तर त्यांनी सांगितले तो बसला पण अर्धा तास बसला आणि कसं सर म्हणत होती की हा पहिला पेशंट आहे ज्याने इतक्या लवकर इम्प्रूव्ह केलं पण मी त्यांना नाही सांगितलं की मी होमिओपॅथी देत आहे म्हणून.
का नाही सांगितलं?
नाही मॅडम सांगितलं नाही मी त्यांना.
बरं, पण त्यांना एकदा सांग सोनाली की आम्ही याच्यासोबत होमिओपॅथी सुरुवातीपासून दिलं म्हणा, जवळपास 6 महिन्यापासून आम्ही होमिओपॅथी देता म्हणून सांगताना.
Stop. Okay. So the patient with this good result when therapist appreciated कि पहला बच्चा देखा मैंने ऑटिज्म का जो इतनी देर बैठ गया, पर उसने ये नहीं बताया मदर ने थेरापिस्ट को कि हम इसको होम्योपैथी ट्रीटमेंट दे रहे हैं. रीज़न मैंने पूछा तो बोली कि बस ऐसे ही नहीं बताया. You know the major problem with homeopathy is that patient do not approach us directly. The first we can say that the difficulty or obstacle in curing the psychiatric cases is that they do not approach us directly. सेकेंड थिंग वो 10 जगह जाते हैं ट्रीटमेंट करते हैं, उसके बाद में जब होम्योपैथी में आते हैं तो वो केस और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाता, रियल सिम्टम्स डिसअपियर होके उसके अंदर में ड्रग के और बाकी इसके सिम्टम मिल जाते, द केस बिकम एडल्टरेटेड एंड वी हैव टू डील विथ सच पैथोलॉजिकल एडवांस पैथोलॉजिकल केसेस. नेक्स्ट.
आम्ही जेव्हा टेस्ट केली
नेक्स्ट. फॉलो अप आफ्टर 9 मंथ.
सोनाली आज अभी कौन सा महीना चल रहा है? अप्रैल चल रहा है, अप्रैल 2022. ठीक है, अपन ने शौर्य का अगस्त 2021 से ट्रीटमेंट शुरू किया है, तो अभी इस समय उसका स्पीच कैसा है?
स्पीच त्याला पूर्ण आलेला आहे मॅडम.
अच्छा.
त्याला पूर्ण कॉम्प्लेक्स पण सेंटेन्स बोलता येते, सगळं बोलता येते.
आणि क्लॅरिटी?
क्लॅरिटी पण आहे त्याच्या शब्दांना.
बरं, ठीक आहे. आणखी
शाळेमध्ये पण जातो. पहिले तर तो स्टेबल नव्हता शाळेमध्ये, बसायला नव्हता बघत, पण 15 दिवसामध्ये तो स्टेबल झाला आणि आता तो 2 तास शाळेत बसतो
बेड टाईप जगह पे.
हो.
आणि शाळेत असताना तो फिमेल टीचर सोबत सुद्धा व्यवस्थित वागतो?
हो, व्यवस्थित वागतो. आणि त्यांनी 10 दिवस शाळा पूर्ण वेळ झाली तर त्यांनी 3 पोएम लर्न केले.
3 पोएम लर्न केले?
हो. मॅडम म्हणे तो ट्यून पकडत आहे म्हणे पहिले आणि मग नंतर त्यांनी शब्द कॅच केले. आता त्याला शब्द व्यवस्थित येतात. पहिले थोडे शब्द कमजोर होते, मग आता क्लिअर झाले त्याचे शब्द. एकूण एक शब्द क्लिअर बोलतो.
मध्यंतरी तुला सगळ्यात जास्त त्रास होता की
हाँ नहीं कंटिन्यू.
हा वस्तू फेकत आहे आणि थुकत आहे, मारत आहे. अभी
आता वस्तू फेकतो तो पण खेळ करायसाठी, कोणाला इंज्युअर करायसाठी नाही.
ओके. आणि
मारणं बंद झालं त्याचं आणि थुकणं म्हणजे एखाद्या वेळेला थुकलं तर थुकलं, असं थुकणं बंदच झालं त्याचं. एखाद्या वेळेला त्याला वाटलं तर तू.
आणि सगळ्यात जास्त मारताना तुलाच दिलेला आहे. पायावरती मारत होता ना मधात, आता तुला मारत आहे का?
नाही.
So his restriction is within limit. Yes, we will take the question after the session. You want me to stop? Yes, thank you so much for the addition, sir. ये आप एक बार स्टेज पे भी आके कर देना ऐड, प्लीज. थैंक यू. नेक्स्ट. नेक्स्ट. वही लग गया बेटा. नाउ व्हाट शुड बी द प्रिस्क्रिप्शन हियर? Next. Again placebo because patient was doing really well. So I do not need any more medicines there. Next. Now this is the follow-up after 11 months where she again said the same things, that everything is really going well and she was very happy. So I'm not going to show you this follow-up. Instead of that, I will show you the next follow-up. Next. Next करना है बेटा, वही play हो गया. Next. Next. This is the, just I took in the November, in this November 22. Play.
कॉम्प्लीमेंट दूंगी कि आज तुम बहुत सुंदर दिख रही हो. मेरे को लगता है बच्चे का ऑटिज्म का तेरा स्ट्रेस अभी खत्म हो गया, इसलिए तू अच्छी दिखनी शुरू हो गई. चलो अभी मुझे बताओ कि इसमें नया क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट है.
मॅम म्हणजे तो खूप हुशार झाला, म्हणजे तो कोणाला टीज करतो काही करतो पण पकडलं नाही जात.
ओके.
असा करतो आणि त्याचं कसं बिहेवियर वगैरे वाढलेलं आहे, चांगलं झालेलं आहे आणि त्या कळते कुठे काय केलं पाहिजे.
टीजिंगचं एक एक्झाम्पल दे मला.
म्हणजे तो ना क्यू मध्ये उभा होता, तो नाकातलं शेंबूड दुसऱ्याला लावत होता केसांना. त्याने मागे बघितलं, तो असं बघतो की मला माहितीच नाही कोणी लावलं.
अच्छा.
हा म्हणजे तो म्हणजे टोटली निघून जातो आणि त्याला क्वेश्चन्स वगैरे पण कळतात, डिमांड कशी करायची, कुठे घेऊन मागायचं, काय नाही करायचं ते कळतात.
त्याला पैसे समजतात का?
हो, पैसे कळते, त्याला पैसे द्यावे लागते, पैसे कमवावे लागते हे कळते.
ओके, व्हेरी गुड. चलो बघ सोनाली, आपण याचं 16 ऑगस्ट 2021 ला ट्रीटमेंट सुरू केलं आणि आज जवळपास किती आहे, 21 नोव्हेंबर 2022 आहे. त्या दरम्यान खूपदा तुझे गॅप पण झालाय, तर त्या हिशोबाने आपण एक्झॅक्ट 1 वर्ष समजू आज.
मॅम तो आता टोटली नॉर्मल आहे.
So this was the case of autism. Usually people says we require 2 years, 3 years to treat autism. It is not like that. If you choose correct remedy, it really hit the core of the patient. Next. Patient is still under my medication. I just prescribe for acutes. It is important to know where to stop. You know, होम्योपैथी में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि कहाँ रुके. जब इम्प्रूवमेंट अच्छा है, सब कुछ अच्छा है, रुक जाओ और प्लासिबो के साथ में चलते रहो, या फिर कोई बहुत इमरजेंसी है तो एक्यूट डालो. ये मैं क्यों बता रही हूँ सेमिनार में, बिकॉज डोंट फॉरगेट होम्योपैथिक मेडिसिन कैन क्रिएट द डिसऑर्डर विच दे आर एफिशिएंट टू क्योर. नेक्स्ट. Thank you so much for your patience listening. I guess I finished in the given time frame. Thank you very much. Ajay sir wanted to add something. Yes.
This remedy was proved by Misa Norland, and the essence of this remedy was that the patient feels constrained or dominated by their parents or partner, and I think that thing might be come out if we have to ask more. Falcon.
Falcon.
Yes. Thank you, Ajay sir.
Falcon, what is falcon? Which bird?
Hello. Basically, this remedy has a strong feeling of that bird being caged and wants to break free and fly high. There was one gynecologist, a doctor case of a gynecologist ladies cancer case. She was simply doing household duties and all. At some point of time, she realized that she is just doing nothing. She is passing life for the sake of just doing, she is good for nothing. And at that time, she realized that she could have, if the atmosphere in the in-laws was of such kind, that she was very much restricted. She was not allowed to breathe. She was grossly lacking breathing space. She was not allowed to do what she wishes. In such situation, she felt very badly and landed up this situation that she just wanted to break free and see if she was allowed to work as a gynec. She was extremely she was gold medalist in the final examination. At that time, she also realized if she was allowed to do whatever she wished in her life, she would have been able to fly high like anything. And that was the reason why she suffered with this problem. And she did exceedingly well with the Falcon remedy, Falcon P.
So thank you for the addition, sir.
So,
I will have 2 mics
so
now.
we have many falcon remedies are lying aside also, and probably you might not be aware that there are many falcons, because all of us are having at times feeling being restricted and controlled by the things, and so birds are the expression of flying high. Thank you. It's a wonderful case. So, for the students, how many of you have taught the medicine beyond syllabus? No. None. And so many times we see first year માં કેટલી દવા આવે, સેકન્ડ માં કેટલી આવે, થર્ડ માં કેટલી આવે અને ફાઇનલ માં કેટલી આવે. ફર્સ્ટ વાળાને એવું લાગે કે અમારી પાસે નથી, પણ તમને ટુ યોર સરપ્રાઇઝ પહેલાં એવું હતું, ફર્સ્ટ યરની અંદર 20 દવાઓ શીખવાડવામાં આવતી. 20 રેમિડીઝ ને, પહેલામાં 70 હતી. ફર્સ્ટ યરમાં 70 રેમિડીઝ શીખવાની હતી. પછી ફર્સ્ટ યરમાંથી મટીરિયલ કાઢી જ નાખ્યું, ખાલી ઇન્ટ્રોડક્ટરી પાર્ટ આવ્યો. એ એટલા માટે કાઢી નાખવાનો કન્સેપ્ટ વોઝ દેટ કે ઇફ યુ આર લર્નિંગ એપિસ, દેન એપિસની પેથોલોજી છે ડ્રોપ્સી. ઇફ યુ ડોન્ટ નો ધ ડ્રોપ્સી, દેન હાઉ કેન યુ લર્ન એપિસ? સો દેટ્સ વાય એપિસ ઇઝ રિમૂવડ ફ્રોમ ફર્સ્ટ યર ટુ the third year or fourth year. But again, it is a time has came ki it is not that concept, rather on the contrary, NCH is redesigning, redrafting the whole new syllabus. Because what we are, the policy, the policy makers and the authorities sitting in the Delhi and at a higher centers, they are very much concerned about the class of homeopathic syllabus and education in India, because India is leading now. Kostas might be agree with me. In Europe, homeopathy is initially it was very high. In America, it was very good. At the time of Kant, homeopathy was flourishing. But homeopathy faced a lot of resistance and struggle to survive. And in Europe, it has been vanished. Again, it has been with the dedicated homeopaths like Vitolkas and Kostas and many other people that re-survived things. So the people lying into the positions, they have seriously thought of what we are producing out of this. તમે લોકો જે તૈયાર કરીને આવો ને, કારણ કે સી એક કેસ જુઓ, બે કેસ જુઓ, એવા 10, 20, 25, 50. પહેલાં છે ને કોલેજો ઓછી હતી, સ્ટાફ ઓછો હતો, સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ ઓછા હતા. I remember when I took admission, there were only 4 colleges in the Gujarat. અને આજે 40થી વધારે છે. રાજકોટની અંદર 7 કોલેજ, પેરીફરીમાં બીજી 3 કોલેજ. આટલું બધું જનરેશન જ્યારે તમે એડમિશન લઈ લ્યો છો, ત્યારે તમે તો ડૉક્ટર થવા માટે MBBSમાં ન મળ્યું એટલે BMS લાઇનમાં આવ્યું, BMSમાં ન મળ્યું તો BHMS આવ્યું, ડેન્ટલમાં ન મળ્યું. અલ્ટિમેટલી સિમિલર કેસ વોઝ વિથ અસ ઓલ્સો. Initially, when I took the admission, or many of us took the admission, we didn't got the admission in medical branch. But after studying homeopathy, after seeing the results, that homeopathy has attracted us, many of us, like anything. We need to practice homeopathy because it is like a diamond. And I used to deliver lectures amongst general practitioners, those who are passing out from homeopathy and they do some allopathic practice also at times of in case of emergency or somewhere. I say કે વેપન છે તમારી પાસે. ધારો કે એલોપેથિક દવા વાપરતા હોય તો ઇટ્સ લાઈક AK-47, ટક 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 ટક. પણ at the same time, homeopathic medicine is like a nuclear bomb. If you just drop a single bomb and it will destroy the whole disease phenomena. So that's the beauty of homeopathy. And syllabus બહારની દવાઓ ક્યાંથી આવે? Like what says Misa Norland has proved this falcon. સૌથી વધારે મેડિસિન કોણે પ્રૂવ કરી ખબર છે? Maximum number of remedies has been proved by which homeopathic physician? No? Hahnemann has proved how many remedies? 99. More than 99? Who has proved? 103. Who? Okay, Hahnemann has proved 4 remedies later. Herring was the person who has proved number of remedies, and he has, and that was an incidence where જે માણસે પ્રૂવિંગ કરતા જેની આંખ જતી રહી, સુરુકુકુ સ્નેક પોઈઝન્સ, ઇટ ઇઝ એન હિસ્ટ્રી, બટ કોસ્ટાસ વોઝ શેરિંગ ઇટ. ડૉક્ટર બોનિંગ-હુસેન્સ તમે સાંભળો, તમે કેન્ટ સાંભળો, ધોઝ હુ હાવ ધ ઇન્સેસ્ટર્સ, જેને કહેવાય ને, those who have passed through the experience of homeopathy either in their own family or in somebody else's family, that has given them the miraculous results. મેડિસિનના સોર્સિસ તમે જાણો છો, 6 સોર્સમાંથી મેડિસિન બને છે અને આપણા સિલેબસમાં આવતી 200-250 દવાઓ BHMS કમ્પ્લીટ થાય ત્યાં સુધીમાં આપણે એટલી ભણીએ છીએ. પણ એના પછી તમને ખબર છે હાઉ મેની મેડિસિન્સ આર ધેર ઇન ધી મટીરિયા મેડિકા? મોર દેન 2000 or 3000 રેમેડીઝ આર ધેર. પણ એનાથી ગભરાવાની એટલા માટે જરૂર નથી. બધી કેવી રીતના આવડે? આવડે નહીં, નો જ આવડે. હનીમેનને નહોતી આવડતી. When Hanuman was in practice, and that's why repertory is there. You cannot remember all the symptoms, recorded symptoms. If you can remember all the symptoms, then no need of repertorization. So that's why Hanuman delegated the task of rearranging symptoms to refer at the time of seeing a patient to Tsar first. And unfortunately, Hanuman was meticulous, very meticulous. And then the first repertory came out of therapeutic pocket book. Repertory of Antisoric by Bonigosen. So it is a work of many homeopaths of years together, meticulous, tedious काम जो एकदम एक सिम्टम ने રેકોર્ડ કરો. ડૉક્ટર આરપી પટેલ એણે કેન્ટની અંદર, આરપી પટેલ ઓફ અવર ઓન, અને એમણે કેન્ટની અંદરના એણે એમ કીધું કે કેન્ટની રેપર્ટરી અને કેન્ટની મટીરિયલ મેડિકા એવી છે કે તમે દુનિયાનો કોઈ પણ કેસ છે ને એ યુ કેન ટ્રીટ ઇટ વિથ ધીસ ઓનલી 2 books. You don't need any other books. And he has corrected many rubrics in the Kents, and he has produced a revised version of Kent also, going through the source books of the Materia Medica. So it requires diligent work, very hard work, and very meticulous work. So that's why it is considered as a difficult task. Otherwise it is not that difficult. And આપણે તો fruits લઈએ છે. Fruits of these great people, they have worked very hard, they have found out, they have presented the cases, and we can see the things. So before going to the next thing, I just say કે just filler, just મગજને ઝંઝોળવાની વાત છે. Put it, no excuses, a small video is there, just observe it.
What's stopping you? Are you too tired? Didn't get enough sleep? Don't have enough energy? Don't have enough time? Is that what's stopping you right now? Don't have enough money? Is that the thing? Or is the thing that's stopping you, you?
Excuses sound best to the person that's making them up. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get off the pity potty. Telling everybody your sad and sob stories, trying to get people to show up to your pity potties and your pity parades. If you ever see me in a Rolls Royce, a 6 or 7 star hotel, living my life to the fullest, don't get jealous of me, because I worked my ass off to get it. Nobody handed me nothing. Wake your ass up. Awaken the beast inside. It's game on. It's go season. It's time for you to take advantage of the access and the resources that you have in your country and your community. You got a problem with your life. You got a problem with your environment. Do something about it. If you want it, go get it.
Recognize the excuses are not valid. They're conjured up, they're fabricated, they're lies. And how do you stop the lies? You stop the lies with the truth. And the truth is, you have time. You have the skill, you have the knowledge and the support and the willpower and the discipline to get it done.
The fruit of everything good in life begins with a challenge. Everything is uphill this world. And it's not going to come to you, and it's not going to fall in your lap, and it's not going to be something that, oh my God, it just was so simple. It's always going to be difficult.
If you want it, you gotta go get it.
This is your chance. This is your shot. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your place. This is your opportunity.
This is my time. This is my moment. Tomorrow. Ain't no such thing as tomorrow. We only got today. It's your dream. If you want it to happen, reach your butt up and make it happen. If you want it to happen, rise and grind. You still got work to do. Stay on that basketball court. Stay on that football field. It's grind season, homie.
So forget about the excuses. If you want it, just go and get it. There is no tomorrow, no tomorrow, no tomorrow. Just today, today and today. It's a wonderful message. I was amazed, and I'm thankful to the team and the people who have worked very hard to get this wonderful, crafted the season and the plan at the right time, right things, right point. And it needs to hit you. If it doesn't hit you, you are dead. You are dead. So if you want to be alive, just see this.
This is the story of a man who, being late for a trip, arrived at a railroad station and jumped onto the first available train. Exhausted, he dozed off for a while, and then upon waking up, saw the train rumbling along at full speed towards an unknown destination. He began asking everyone where the train was going, complaining aloud, and finally crying and shouting. He demanded that the train stop to let him off. And the more excited he became, the more the other passengers, eerily silent and unfazed, seemed puzzled by his behavior. Finally, a kind old man told him, "Don't you know? This train has only one destination. The ocean depths, from which no one ever returns. Once we are born, our final destination is death. The deep ocean. Why fret and fuss? All we can do is to use our time on earth to develop the Buddha mind, seeking enlightenment for ourselves and others. You see, in life, in your life, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Once we are born, the only certainty we have is that one day we are going to die. So, although you cannot control that, you can make the best out of this train ride called life. Don't complain or moan because there are some things that you cannot control. Instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle and make light, and make the best out of each and every day you have. This is Dare to Do Motivation Stories. Thanks for watching.
So this is the final destination. And that is why the purpose of life is needed. And only Hanuman can say, or I can say another person, there are only in this world only two persons can dare to say, I have not lived in vain. Otherwise all of us have passed some or other time in the vain which is useless, and naturally as a homeopath we cannot afford to spend our time without knowing, learning and experimenting for the betterment of humanity. So that's what a beautiful message I got it, and I thought worth to share it to you. I invite Costas to come and have, he will have it. I'll be with Costas to on a sentence or a word formation, wherever there is a difficulty, to share it, right?
So before I start, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is a Japan theater that there is the actors come in the scene like this, and they stay silent without saying nothing, only staring at the at the people down for 2 hours without saying nothing. So the people down, after half a minute or after 12 minutes, start to be restless because they don't hear anything, they don't see anything. They see only some people staring at them. And they start to move, to quarrel, to debate. And this is the theater. The theater is what they do, and not what they do in the scene. So stay silent to hear.
Silent and listen has similar letters in it. If listen.
You see about the falcon, the colleague.
Falcon.
The falcon. There is in Greece a proverb. You see, usually eagles in Greece, the bigger birds, they are disturbed by ravens. Ravens are some blackbirds. You have it here, very clever, and they want to steal everything. And they go to the eagle's wings and beat the eagle to get rid of his territory, to stay only the ravens and eat everything. So what the eagle he is doing, he cannot go and bite the ravens because the ravens are in the wings. Cannot go straight back. What can he do? So he obliged to go to a very high place, 2, 3, 4 kilometers up. So the ravens cannot breathe. The ravens cannot breathe, so he gets rid of the ravens because he can fly much higher. So if you want to get rid of your ravens, just fly higher, higher and higher. And then the ravens will cannot breathe in this high. Okay. And this about the falcon in Miss Orland. This cage that he described, I know him. It's a Lycinum property miasmatically. Lycinum property is not Lycinum miasm. It's a Lycinum property in many remedies. It's a qualified Lycinum property upon the remedy. To be in a cage and cannot do nothing to get rid, to find your freedom. Okay, let's say another thing. About Ilya Prigozhin, you can write down the book. It's a small book. The end of certainty, in biology. The end of, we are not certain for anything in biology.
The end of certainty in biology.
That's
a book.
Ilya Prigozhin. You can find it in the internet. Yeah.
There is no certainty in biology. You cannot predict the things because biology itself is uncertain.
So thank you for my Dr. Archina. But she told that I am 1967 old. From 1967 I was born, but I was born in 1962. So I gained 5 years. I rejuvenated. I took my but I like it. I like it. In India I'm rejuvenated. So about chakras, because we see all these videos about light, to find your purpose, the light. We are all full of biophotons. We emit them. There are professors to see the biophotons, and so we emit biophotons from our chakras openings and other openings. And these biophotons has colors, have colors. So in the heart region, they are perhaps green. Even the blood from the heart to the kidneys is with green color energetically. Or in the genetical region is orange. If you see the biphoton, it's like you see the sun. You see the sun when the sun rises, you see a small beam. But when the beam starts to bend, you see the orange because you are in the genetic region. Okay, this is real things. It's not in my imagination. It's not only in Ayurveda and only in Indian.
Yeah, it is the Indian culture. Yeah.
They are real things.
Yeah, real things. The chakras
Real.
are different
Reality.
colors and
This is a reality.
different expressions. Yeah.
Okay. So, about this debate or dispute about cannabis indica, there is another remedy there. I have seen this case 2-3 times. And every time, I don't remember the case, but I think about alumina. It's in a diaphoric diagnosis, but the dispute goes about even for the
Lack of identity, alumina is one of the, again,
even for the
comparative
fear of
remedies,
insanity, like calcarea carbonica, pulsatilla, mancinella, and cannabis indica. Here, alumina is in the together. But the other problem here is that one colleague said that in cannabis indica, you prescribe only mind symptoms, but you have to go to Organon. Dr. Manisic, the principal. Yeah. Where is the professor of Organon? Here, many professors of Organon inside. Because in Organon, we can find that there are no only mind symptoms and there are no only body symptoms. Even the body symptoms are mind symptoms and the mind symptoms are body symptoms, says Hahnemann in his Organon.
So then in two places, yeah, Pathik sir wanted to say something.
In two places.
In two places it has been clear guidance by Harriman, one aphorism 153 where PQRS is mentioned and 210 or 11 probably, where Hahnemann clearly states the state of disposition often chiefly determines by the selection of simillimum, which is accurately observed by keenly observing a physician. That's what
you can't say, Hahnemann, you want a keen observer because even if you don't find mind symptoms, they are there. Or you have to be a keen observer. You don't find body symptoms, but they are there. You have to be a keen observer. In two places in Organon, he mentions exactly this thing. So we cannot say, I will prescribe only mind symptoms, or it's the same thing. Mind and body are connected. You cannot say only mind, only body. Okay.
Rather, body speaks the language of mind, and mind speaks the language of body. It's vice versa.
Yeah. So there are shadows in every plane of mind, body. There are shadows in the other planes, too. But you need a keen observer. Okay. The last thing I want to say is about Lilium tigrinum you gave to the niece.
Chondromalacia pateli, the case
Yeah.
of.
In a real psychiatric pathology, Lilium tigrinum has this religious insanity, religious insanity. Close her house, close the television, take only statues and pictures of saints in the house, goes to the monastery, we say here, to the temples or to the mosque, days by days, praying, and she is being in love with her God. So he has problems with the heart valves because cannot find the gut, valves, stenosis, and then he has problems with the ovaries, cysts and cancer of the ovaries. So you see, religious insanity tries to go to the heart, cannot find what she tries to find, and ovaries. And the last thing I can say that if you try along with a patient, you try to find the remedy, and you failed once, 2, 3, no bother, because you made your best. You can send the patient to another, but you tried your best. You make every effort you have. Don't feel guilty. You make what you have to make. You tried your best. Don't feel guilty.
That's it.
Okay. Let's go to the...
You want to go with the presentation?
Yes, yeah.
unusual manifestation in the common remedies of children.
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah. Yes. Next. If you see any remedy here from apis, that any symptom that you don't know, this is unusual for the apis. A version of the leech is one. All the others are known. Next. You see arsenicum can steal things, like belladonna, like pulsatilla. Sneaky, huh? Yes, arsenicum cannot go more than 37.1, 37.3. You have Fahrenheit here or Celsius? Fahrenheit or Celsius in India? Fahrenheit. Yes. I don't know the 100 something, but it is low fever. Arsenicum has low fevers, cannot exceed, because it's a melancholic and choleric type, cannot stand high fevers. Low fever, and that's why it has long diseases, cannot be well easily. Next. You see attraction color red for aurum child, aurum children, because they like Ferraris, they like the fast cars, the red fast cars to achieve many things. Next. Emaciation, next, in children, abrotanum, etc. Yes, aggravation beans. Little know that Bryonia likes to eat beans and make an aggravation, and if try to eat big beans, maybe beans go out from the nose because it has an aggravation. Next, Bryonia. Hydrocephalus, okay, some remedies. Next, calcara phosphorica. Socioeconomic situations, to be in another country without money, many China cases. Fan-like motion of alea nazi, like lycopodium. Next. Next. Hair falling from the eyelashes. If you see without eyelashes, can be calicarbonicum and many other remedies like fluoric acid.
How many of these unmanifested things have you seen in the patient and observed and you prescribed?
Little, but if you see it, it's one only, and can find it's like PQR.
Okay.
Next. Okay, next. Lycopodium is playing as a child with his own things and does not want these things to share with others. So takes his things and goes away. He wants to play with the other and then takes his to go to his home. Next. This is the child that wants to make sex with his mother, with a bigger female, even from 3 or 4 years of age. He tries to touch the female. A nephrotic syndrome, you know. Next. Next. Yes, this thick hair, it's not only natrium muriaticum, it's in ostramonium too, so it's a thick hair in the face that unites the two, unites them with hair. This is natrium muriaticum and perhaps stramonium. Next. 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 Yeah, this is, Hahnemann said that Hahnemann was very angry with others who make offenses about him, and he said that you are men that you cannot have a stool because you are platina, because they try to have a stool and the stool cannot go out, and they have to use their hands to have the stool. This is Hahnemann said from the proving to accuse the others that they are platina. So next, next. Liars, yeah. Next, astigmatism. All paraphimosis, all these things, ankylosing spondylitis, iridocyclitis, cyclitis. Next. So if you place all these things in constitutional types, next, with these three, melancholic, earth, psoric. So psoric is earth and melancholic, but not depressive. It's melancholy, it's superficial. Next. Pulsatilla is phlegmatic. Phlegmatic constitution, histrionic constitution. Like, you know, Meghan Markle, the Harris wife from Elizabeth Carlos from England, the king. You don't know Meghan Markle from Harry. So, phlegmatic, water. Pulsatilla, even she doesn't want to drink, you see her and you feel that she's full of water. She's like you have water all over the body, outside. Next. Chameleon, next. Sorry. Tubercular. Next. Next. Avoid this. Let's go to the other. Let's go. No. Just going. Yeah, this is the analytical thought that is all full of in the repertory. Always they say from the repertory, what is this, what is that, platina. All days we see all this. No, not stop it. Just go to see what is next. Yeah, this is all full of information which you can find in the internet. So stop. One back. So you see, if you have an asthma in children, you have to decide what miasmatic asthma is, because if it is in an acute or in a psoric state, it's very easy. Have a relapse and then goes very well. But if he's in a tubercular state, then every acute comes to the patient, drives the asthma up, and for one to asthmatic attacks after an acute disease. This is tubercular miasma. Psychotic miasm is with the wet weather and it accompanied by arthritis with liquids. And syphilitic is the non-obstructive lung disease. Next. Many remedies there. The first remedy is tuberculinum and natrium sulfuricum. Yes, this is the phlegmatic and lymphatic temperaments. Okay, sulfur. Next. Sanguine temperament, sanguinaria.
You said this temperament as from understanding from Greek philosophy.
No, there are many sources.
The words.
There is a Kent. There is Gravogl.
Gravol.
There is Hippocrates.
Okay.
And
They are from Greece.
Ayurveda. Make the same. Vata, Pitta.
Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Yeah.
Kapha. Next. So the phlegmatic personality is very charismatic. It's the last daughter in the family. He's very charismatic. Everyone wants to see her. And she has manic temperaments and wants to attract the others by her appearance. This is a Pulsatilla case. It is very that even Ian Solton, you know Ian Solton, you know it, that is his books, Ian Solton, you know? Yeah. He said in last seminar 6 months ago, Grace Healing something, I don't know, that he never encountered any Pulsatilla case in his life. Who from the audience encountered any Pulsatilla case? Just raise your hand. Have you encountered in your life any Pulsatilla case? Raise your hand. Oh. No, raise your, if you have encountered a pulsatilla case, have you seen any pulsatilla case? But if one says that he have never encountered any pulsatilla case, it is two things. Or pulsatillas avoid Sultan, they don't like Sultan and they don't go to his office, or he has a blind spot, because pulsatilla is everywhere. You have encountered pulsatilla cases. Yes. So why Sultan so many years? So next. And this is all from this all together. You can, let's say a paradigm, because this is too, if you have a belladonna case goes very warm-blooded, has very heat in the face. Warm blood heat in the
Okay.
head.
What you are describing over here in this slide also is emotional sensitivity and stability on both polars.
Yes.
And these four zone represents the different constitution.
Yes.
That's what you want to say.
Yes.
Phlegmatic, sanguine, melancholic and choleric.
Yes.
So it starts from moody, anxious, rigid and reactive pattern, unsociable, quiet, to passive, thoughtful, peaceful, control area. So isn't it a normal, when it is an emotional stability, isn't it a normal phenomena rather than being a diseased phenomena?
Yes, but you see, only with a paradigm I can say. Because if it is belladonna, it's a clear belladonna, it's very easy going, very extroverted, warm-blooded, especially the head, cold heads, the head very warm, and you cannot give in this personality arsenicum. Even whatever symptom, if it is like this personality, it's like belladonna. But if it is with low fever and choleric and yellow and cannot move, and you have fears, but you can give arsenicum, but not belladonna. Belladonna can make 40 degrees fever, arsenicum 37. Belladonna is very strong. Make a big fever for some hours and then goes well. There is a difference in the temperaments. And you can, from the beginning, start to thinking about remedies because of the temperaments. Next, then second. Yeah, this is a book from Clark that he says that a combination of hydrogenoid and carbo-nitrogenoid constitution, you have to treat first the hydrogenoid and then the carbo. And this is the same direction as Harema said about psychosensora in this book. Okay, next. Next. No, I don't. It's yeah.
There is no next slide.
No, it's three together. We join three together. Now it's cases, only cases. I see. You can find.
You can summarize the cases.
Yeah. Just.
When you talk about cases, I just wanted to understand. The patients in the, you are seeing patients in the Athens?
Yeah.
And anywhere else?
No, only Athens.
Only Athens. The kind of patient comes and presents, I don't know what the scenario over there. Whether they directly opt for homeopathic treatment or you see and identify the case for a homeopathy.
Homeopathy, only homeopathy.
Yeah.
It's like this.
But
yeah.
When patient comes, they know and they are selecting homeopathy for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one case.
Okay.
It's only homeopathy. Only homeopathy, nothing else. Yeah. So next case. Yeah, next. So we have a child, a male child, 12 years old, severe chronic cystitis, recurrent acute cystitis, responded well to acute remedies but never well, again and again cystitis and cystitis, many antibiotics. Next. A strong fear of being attacked, especially at night. Abusive childhood. Delusion is being injured. Salivation profuse salivation. Fear of being attacked, especially at night. Next. And cystitis, long term. Range of violent outbursts of anger. Quick repentance to an assault. So, if the child makes an assault, then regrets regrets what he has done, and goes back. Next. Dreams of monsters underwater. Afraid deep water like stramonium, you see, you know. Fears with animals, belladonna, stramonium, and deserted and forsaken like many remedies. Next. So, with fears in homeopathy, we have many remedies, but except tubercularium, which the fear is inside, deep. Aconite, you say aconite, it's an acute fear. Okay, it's an acute fear, but you can also give aconite. After 15 years, there was an earthquake, and when you walk after 15 years, you feel the earthquake. Even after, you can take aconite, even if it is 15 years after. Okay, it's an acute fear. Opium. Opium has the fear. Opium is a child, and he sees her mother to be raped. And he cannot respond to this, and opium goes inside to his self and make his body to be numb. His numbness and goes inside with the fear what happened. Stramonium has this fear of to offend him. That's why he realized that he has to offend first. So he goes to his house, take a gun, he writes down to the internet, if I'll find you, I'll kill you. Goes to, perhaps to a big park and kills 17 in a row and then commits suicide. This is stramonium fear. And lysinum fear, this is like lysinum fear because he cannot react. Reacts and then he has a repentance. Reacts and he has a repentance. This is lysinum fear because if he reacts, he will lose his life because perhaps he is in a family that the father is not his real father and he abused him. So he cannot react to this father because if he reacts, they will drop him from the home and he will be starved. So he has to remain in lysinum state in a case. He wants to react but cannot do it and start to biting himself or start to injure himself because he cannot react. This is lysinum case. Okay, next. Next. So, these are lysinum properties. Rage followed by repentance, crawling like a dog, impulse to stamp his flesh with a knife, desire to kill, anger alternating with repentance. This is lysinum properties. Okay, many remedies. Next. Next. You see the remedies, rabies component of miasms. Curare, lysinum, belladonna, stramonium, iosciamos, cantharis, even falcon. Next. So, there is a remedy that makes cystitis and has lysinum properties. And the remedy is mentioned in lysinum in the small words after the remedy in Berke. How I remember the remedy, because I use a mnemonic from Simonides. It was a poet in ancient Greece, and he went to a festival in another town from his town. In this town, a wealthy man make a party, a festival, and he came there to say 2-3 poems and to be paid. So he went to this house with 100 guests. He said the poems, but the wealthy man was very stingy. He didn't want to pay. So they came to the door and started arguing about the payment. And an earthquake happened, a big earthquake, everyone was dead. So nobody can discern from these 100 men who was where. But Simonides, the poet, said, I can, because this man was in this stature, the other man was in this place, and I can say to every 100 who he is. I have a mnemonic. So, you know, now at Stanford University and at Harvard University, with these mnemonics, they started artificial intelligence. Simonidis named as the father of artificial intelligence in the university. So, the remedy, how I remember the remedy, because I like one car that's named Xara, Citroën Xara. Citroën is the cystitis, Xara XS. XS is the remedy. Okay. Let's see. Next. 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 Citroën XS, Xanthium spinosum. Xanthium spinosum like Anthrax terebinthina. Okay, but with lysinum properties more prominent. Next. Xanthium spinosum 200 CH, 6 once a week for 6 weeks, cured. Next. Oh, there were ideas about the lysinum properties from Louis Klein. Louis Klein, you know him, from Canada. He's a Frenchman from Canada. And I met him in Istanbul. Now we were there in Istanbul. I met him. He is now 80 years something. And I was very amazed. And I said to him, you remember this case with the cystitis? And you have very good results with a child, because this is my case but from him, the paradigm. So he said, oh, which case? I don't remember, cystitis. And I said, rabies miasm. Said, I don't remember. And said, oh, what happens to us after 80 years? He doesn't remember anything. So I said, okay, let's go for lunch. But what we expect after some years of working to happen. Next. So this is the miracles of cure I encountered. And I have to say to you, because there are some facts here that can convince many of you to continue with more eager for homeopathy. The one is that in my first year in my center where I was working, came a graphitis type, came a type very intense with low head, with low throat and neck. And he had eczema like honey, and he didn't want to read anything, only to make job with his hands. I gave graphitis for 15 years of eczema, and in 6 months he was cured. But he was more graphitis than the books, than Ken or Thulkas or someone says. He was more graphitis than the books, what I have seen. Say it's alive, homeopathy is alive. And the other is, let's say, pulsatilla. I wasn't a homeopathic doctor. I was in the high school, and there was 2 years before, younger from me, a boy that had an allergy to wool. And every time he wore wool, he had asthmatic attacks. So one, Tsamaslidis Aristarchos, my teacher, gave him pulsatilla. And for some months he had profuse perspiration of the hands, so profuse that was dripping. But the allergy from wool disappeared and the asthma disappeared. And then we have to stop this reaction, but the allergy to wool didn't come again. So what I saw was one pulsatilla and then dribbling of the heads. And if I say this to doctors, they don't believe it, but it was in front of me. And the last thing is that the nurse of a professor of dermatology came to me with 15 years of eczema, hands and feet. I took the case in 1-2 hours, and I gave natrium sulfuricum. Okay, for 3 months he has an aggravation, but without heavy itching and symptoms. The symptoms were better, but the aggravation was worse, what you see. And I was to have to wait 3 months, start to be better in the hands, and then start with only 201 dose of natrium sulfuricum. After 3 months, started to be better on
What was the reason for natrium sulfuricum?
Yes, I will say.
Symptom?
Yes, I will say, yeah. And after all these things, in 8 months, she was totally well for many years. Now she is well. the symptoms were like repertorizing every symptom he feels, the known symptoms. But the patient said to me that in the first 3 days, she had restlessness, and she had to wake up from her sleep and start going around all the district she was living for 3 nights. For 3 nights, she could not sleep and get all around the houses she was living. 3 nights. This is the peculiar. And when she told me, I was ready to change the remedy. I said, this is aggravation in the mind or something, but no. The aggravation is not the mind, or it can be in every level, it can be best.
But your patience has prevented you to prescribe in between.
Yes, the known.
So many times we are spoiling the case by intervening just without.
Yes. So you have this aggravation, but I didn't know that natrium sulfuricum has this exactly aggravation because I was new, but nobody knows. And I just started to find there was two materia medica very big, the Herring's materia medica, the 10 volume, only one written by Herring, the other 9
Herring's materia medica, yeah.
Yes, and the 18 materia medica of Allen. One Allen's, many Allens. In the 18th volume of materia medica of Allen, in the first 2 lines of natrium sulfuricum provings, he says that the prover for 3 days goes around the buildings in that night.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. And so I say this cannot be a coincidence.
This cannot be a coincidence.
Even if you buy a lottery, you cannot find exactly the same symptoms that the prover made to your patient with the same remedy.
So that's a case you accidentally found out the symptom and which met with an Allen's encyclopedia or Herring's guiding symptom, right? Great.
Next.
So
Next.
We're getting little late.
Oh, 5 minutes. So 5 minutes. Like next. Yes, this is remedies that have a peculiar somatic problem, and here's one remedy or 2 remedies only for the somatic problem. Next. No, before you know renal failure, you know the serum aguilae, you make lessons about it. Lobelia erinus is a very good remedy. We'll see it in another. Lobelia erinus for metastatic cases in the abdomen.
You prescribe lobelia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know now lobelia very good for 5 years because I have. We'll send it to the other session, and you will speak about epilepsy in children with these remedies.
Okay.
Epilepsy in
Artemisia
children.
vulgaris absent.
Next. Next. Yeah, we stop here. We stop because I have many cases. There are at least 10 cases here, so and the other cases will continue. Yeah. We'll continue. Stop.
So thank you. Thank you, Kostas. Barring the language, barring the presentation, barring the cases, if we see the language of a homeopathic physician is one. He speaks the language of understanding the patients. He may be from Greece, he may be from Australia, he may be from Russia, he may be from Romania. In any language, patient has a one language, and that is an obstructive language. Obstructive means there is an obstruction through the free flow of healthy living being. So diagnosing a case, whenever you are working, wherever in your hospital, in your clinical setup, when you see a patient, usually we are fast, we don't think, okay, what is I usually say, one example to my students, health is, remember this is a very important statement, health is freedom from awareness. I cite an example. If I am wearing a shoes of a perfect size, I am wearing these clothes of a perfect size, then the whole day I don't need to remember whether I am wearing the shoes or not. I just forget it because it is perfectly fitting and we are working on. But say for example, if my shoes is a one size smaller or a one size bigger, then the whole day, or if I see a very tight pants or a loose pant, then constantly I'll be reminded of the things, ki this is not fitting in the things. So is the case with the physiology. If you are normally respirating, if you are normally having your own CVS, CNS, all functions are at place, you are freed from any experience. When patient starts sharing, when you start experiencing uncomfort, some disease erupts out. And that's the beginning of the disease where probably pathological structural changes might not be there. But that pattern is very important from the beginning to the end. So what I understood from the Costas session is a feeling or an energy or a flow of the things. Just say for example, how I behave, how I act. In some moment I am very excited, in some moments I am very down, in some moments I am restless, in some moment I am very much anxious, anticipated, agitated. These are all an expression of individual disturbances. If I am at ease, if everything is okay and comfortable, then probably it is the phenomenon of health. So we need to define and differentiate these state of being. So many times we feel it. What we feel? यार मजा નથી આવતી, અત્યારે મૂડ નથી, ડાઉન છું, ડિપ્રેસ છું, ચિંતા બહુ થાય છે, સ્ટ્રેસ થાય છે. Just before a couple of days, રાતના લગભગ 1:30 વાગે 2 વાગે મારી ઊંઘ ઉડી ગઈ અને I was feeling restless. There was a crowd of thoughts. So many things were inside. Then I became aware of it, and once I became aware, I like 1.5 કલાક ચાલ્યો, લખ્યું, I just let down the things. And then I identified the state and pattern, and gradually it has settled after 4 or 4:30 a.m. and early in the morning. So this is the pattern of disease. As a homeopath, I need to identify the pattern of disease, the structure of the disease, and the design of the disease. And then probably we can identify, then the treating pathology or structural changes, it's very easy. So with the whole day of an entertainment, enjoyment, learning, sharing cases, we are fortunate, Kostas, to have you with us, and Kavita madam, you have beautifully shared beautiful cases with a rare remedy. It's a falcon. Nobody from the students might have heard that there is a remedy from falcon. There are so many other remedies which is available. And it has been rightly said that apni આજુબાજુમાં જ the Almighty has created a remedial forces. આર્નિકા આપણે જોઈએ છીએ, what we see in આર્નિકા ક્યાં છે ઉગે છે? તો પહાડોમાં ઉગે છે. એને ગુજરાતીમાં પાણફાડ કહેવાય. જમીનમાંથી ફાડીને બહાર નીકળે. અને that arnica is used for internal injury and bleedings. So that is availability of remedy outside us. And you need to identify what it creates, and it has its own language. That's a pattern and energy which is available to you, right? So I invite Kavita madam also on the stage to facilitate them with the mementos.
Any questions?
Any questions?
About Kavita and me till now?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah.
From the audience?
Okay.
Yes. So as we have discussed it, again after the session, we are ready with the 3 questions. So everyone be attentive. The first question is, why a rare remedy falcon was prescribed in the case described by Kavita ma'am in place of a polycrest remedy? Whoever know the answer, raise your hand.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand who knows the answer.
Yes.
Yes.
Boys से आ रहा है.
The second one is the lobby. कोई रियो volunteers क्या है volunteers? માઈક આપો ને. ત્યાં સેકન્ડ રોમાં બોયસ. જયમાં પછીની ઇફેક્ટ છે.
सारे केस मतलब सारी मेडिसिन पॉलीक्रेस्ट मेडिसिन सारे सिम्टम कवर नहीं कर रही थी, लेकिन जो फैल्कन थी उसमें जो मोस्ट पिकुलर था डोमिनेटेड बाय पार्टनर और पेरेंट्स, जो उसकी फीमेल में.
ये मैंने एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया था, ये बाद में अजय सर का एडिशन था. सॉरी.
ड्यूरिंग द सेशन
आपको बताना है.
यस, पीछे ये वॉलंटियर्स बता रहे ना क्या बता.
Volunteers, please hand over the mic.
બિકોઝ જે આપણે ફાલ્કનમાં ડોક્ટ્રાઇન ઓફ સિગ્નેચર જોઈએ તો વેરી એક્ટિવિસ્ટ જે બર્ડ હોય એ એક્ટિવિસ્ટ એ મધરમાં પણ જોવા મળતી હતી, એટલે ત્યાં ઇન્ડિકેટ કરી છે પોલીક્રેસ્ટ.
हिंदी
आधा समझा मुझे.
हमने जो देखा कि डॉक्ट्राइन ऑफ सिग्नेचर अकॉर्डिंग जो फाल्कन है वो वेरी एक्टिविस्ट होता है, हाई इन द सोर वो फ्लाइंग करता है, वेरी रेंज वो कवर करके उड़ता है. वैसे ही जो मदर थी ना वो ज़्यादा एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व थी और काफ़ी एक्टिविस्ट थी, इसलिए डॉक्ट्राइन ऑफ सिग्नेचर.
ये भी नहीं है.
ત્યાં ગર્લ્સ में કહો વેઇટ ગર્લ્સ, એની ગર્લ્સ ટેક અપ. सोनाली
पहले खुद ने हाथ ऊपर किया.
हेलो, एक्चुअली वो केस में मैम वो मदर की जो प्रेगनेंसी के सिम्टम्स थे और चाइल्ड में जो सिम्टम्स मैनिफेस्ट हो रहे थे वो दोनों को कंपेयर करके और दोनों को इंक्लूड करके प्रिस्क्राइब करना चाहती थी, इसीलिए उन्होंने फाल्कन पी दिया था.
What was that symptom?
हाँ, मदर को वो उसकी सिचुएशन से केज लाइक फीलिंग आ रही थी और वो सिम्टम उसके चाइल्ड में भी देखने को मिलते थे.
बेटा आपको क्वेश्चन ये पूछा गया है कि पॉलीक्रिस्ट रेमेडी सिलेक्ट हम इजीली कर सकते थे, तो हमने एक स्मॉल रेमेडी क्यों सिलेक्ट किया है? आप जो बता रही हो वो तो कंसेप्ट मैंने बाद में एक्सप्लेन किया था. आपको सिंपल क्वेश्चन है पॉलीक्रिस्ट रेमेडी के बदले स्मॉल रेमेडी क्यों?
ક્વેશ્ચન સમજ में आया? જ્યારે આપણી પાસે સારી મોટી પોલીક્રેસ્ટ વેલ અપ્રૂવ્ડ રેમેડીઝ અવેલેબલ હતી તો શું કામ આ સ્મોલ રેમેડી સિલેક્ટ કરી? એનીવન? યસ
मैडम, वो ऐसा था कि पॉलीक्रेस्ट रेमेडी में सारे सिम्टम्स बहुत ज़्यादा है, पर स्मॉल रेमेडी में वो इंडिविजुअल सिम्टम्स और कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ज़्यादा कवर करता है.
Very good.
गुड. Come forward.
Please come fast to the stage.
आ जाओ. See, what is important is number of symptoms are not important, the quality of symptoms is important.
Go to the center. So you both can give, please. You both can give.
Next question, madam.
Next question. Which two remedies Dr. Costas has named while explaining temperament and temperature? Only name the medicine. Raise your hand. Only name the two medicines which Dr. Costas has described while describing temperament and temperature. Just name the medicine.
હા ભાઈ એમને બોલી જશો તો નહીં મળે. હાથ ઊંચો કરો.
Raise your hand.
Dear volunteers, ध्यान रखो.
कालकेरिया, कार्बेन, पल्साटिला.
No.
આપી દો ત્યાં બાજુમાં આપી દો એક ગર્લ.
Arsenic, and
Okay,
belladonna.
and?
Belladonna.
Okay, very good.
Belladonna, very good. Come forward. Arsenic, alvin, belladonna. Yeah.
Okay, the third question is, Dr. Ajay sir has discussed a case. Please name the disease, what he has talked about, and the location of the pathology.
મેં કીધું હતું ને અઠંગો ઉડી જાય. Name of the disease and location of the disease. આ બાજુ.
It's Hirschsprung's disease.
Okay.
Colon.
Okay, very good.
Which colon?
Large mega colon, terminal.
Okay, come.
Sorry, mega colon.
Come to the stage and take your gift.
Good, good, good. Ajay bhai? Where are you? Come. Give the prize. Costas. See over here. શપથ લેતા હોય એમ લીધા. So anything remains?
Okay, now we are proceeding towards the end. So as a token of memory, we are going to present to our international speakers a memento. So for that, I would like to request to Dr. Kalpit sir to present the memento to Dr. Costas sir. Again, I would request to Dr. Kalpit sir to present memento to Dr. Kavita ma'am. So now I would like to invite Dr. Bhushan sir to the stage for vote of thanks. So I think none other than we should do the vote of thanks. Okay. So I think none other than Dr. Kalpit sir will again going to charge the stage.
Thank you, Archana madam. Bhushan sir has left because of his preoccupation. He is the secretary of HMAI. I thank Costas, who has accepted our invitation, and Dr. Kavita came all the way from Greece, and it is not India only, Rajkot. They have actually visited number of places, and from here they are going to visit Surat, and then to Bombay, and then to South, and then to other countries. So thank you, Costas, Kavita ji, you have brought us together. I think the audiovisual team was beautifully, wonderfully created this scene for us, and he is none other than Rutvij bhai. He is a husband of Dr. Purvi madam. So in no time, he's done it for us. I thank Deepak bhai, Sangvi for 5-star caterers. You enjoyed the food. So I thank the auditorium authorities. Before that, I would like to thank Darshita ma'am because of એના બિઝી શેડ્યુલમાંથી પણ ટાઈમ કાઢીને સવારે 9 નહીં તો 11 વાગે પણ she said કે I will personally come and meet. I thank Dr. Mahendra Munjapara, who is the Minister of State for Ayush in Narendra Modi government. He has personally talked to me 2 times. Actually, plan was there कि sir might have visited us and inaugurated this seminar, but due to his schedule in Delhi, it was a meeting with Prime Minister and he said કે કલ્પિતભાઈ મારે જવું પડશે. I will try to send some video also, but unfortunately કાલ રાત સુધી મારે એમના પીએ સાથે વાત થઈ, આજે સવારે થઈ, અને he was, આપણને આશ્ચર્ય થશે કે મિનિસ્ટરો કેટલા બિઝી હોય છે. They are working till late night, early morning થી લઈને huge કામ ચાલે છે, huge કામ ચાલે છે. So we are fortunate to have a wonderful, અને હું તમને કહું કે દુનિયાની અંદર ભારત પહેલો એવો દેશ છે, દરેક કન્ટ્રીની અંદર મિનિસ્ટ્રી ઓફ હેલ્થ હોય, એક મંત્રાલય હોય જે મેનેજ કરે હેલ્થ સિનેરિયોને અને ગવર્મેન્ટની પોલિસીસ ક્રિએટ કરે. In 2014, ગવર્મેન્ટ ઓફ ઇન્ડિયા હેઝ એક આખો નવો મિનિસ્ટ્રી ઊભી કરી અને મિનિસ્ટ્રી ઓફ આયુષ કહીને આયુર્વેદ, યુગા, યુનાની, સિદ્ધા, હોમિયોપેથીને હેલ્થથી સેપરેટ કર્યું. સેપરેટ કરવાની જરૂર નથી, પણ એટલા માટે કે પ્રોપર એટેન્શન હેઝ ટુ બી ગિવન ટુ ધીસ મિનિસ્ટ્રી. અને જો જ્યારે ગવર્મેન્ટ આટલું સિન્સિયરલી જોતી હોય કે ભાઈ ઇન ધ પોસ્ટ કોવિડ એરા વેન દેર આર હ્યુજ મેડિકલ ચેલેન્જીસ, આપણને ખબર છે હમણાં નોટ ઓનલી કોવિડ, તમે કદાચ છેલ્લા ઘણા વખતમાં વિડીયોઝ જોયા હશે કે માણસ ડાન્સ કરતો હોય ને પડી જાય એને હાર્ટ એટેક, 30 years cardiac arrest, 40 years patient dies. Very fast and number of increasing incidences of cardiac arrest are happening. Why? What for? Have you any time asked? If you ask our seniors, આપણા મમ્મી પપ્પાને કઈને પૂછશો તો પહેલાં એમ કહેવાય હાર્ટ એટેક એટલે તો 50, 55, 60 વર્ષ પછીની વસ્તુ છે. And to our surprise, હું તમને રિસન્ટ એક એક્ઝામ્પલ કહીશ. એક જનરલ સર્જન કાર્ડિયોથોરેસિક CVTSમાં એડમિશન લઈ લીધેલું અને એ રાતના સુતાને સવારે ઉઠ્યા નહીં. અને વેન હી હેઝ બીન, એને પોસ્ટમોર્ટમ કર્યું કે ભાઈ એને શું થયું એવું, અને ઇટ ટર્ન્ડ આઉટ ટુ બી અ block in the arteries of heart. It's a very serious note. So allopathy has not everything to offer, and we need to rethink about the healthcare scenarios. અને એ કોણ કરશે? આપણે નહીં કરીએ તો કોણ કરશે? We are fortunate enough to be in this science. Ministry of Ayush has been established and set up to work on the wellness rather than on the illness. If we don't think on the energy patterns, what we were actually laughing and smiling, but there is a big science which is lying hidden, and unfortunately we are not able to understand it. That's a limitation of us. If we don't know, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. આપણને ખબર નથી એનો અર્થ નથી કે નથી, એ છે આપણને ખબર નથી, આપણે જોયું નથી. અને સાયન્ટિસ્ટ થવા માટે કોઈ વધારે ભણી લેવાની કે કોઈ રિસર્ચ ઇન્સ્ટિટ્યૂટમાં જવાની જરૂર નથી. તમારા ક્લિનિકલ સેટઅપમાં તમે પેશન્ટ જુઓ, તમે ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરો, તમે લખો. હનીમેન હેઝ ડન નથિંગ એક્સેપ્ટ ઓબ્ઝર્વિંગ એન્ડ વોચિંગ એન્ડ સીઈંગ પેશન્ટ્સ, meticulously writing down the symptoms, and then he tried to interpret it. Why it is so? What is happening? So being receptive, the session we have started with the word listening. If you don't silent your inner voice, you cannot listen properly. There is a difference between word hearing and listening. સાંભળવું, hearing, so all students knows it. I say X and you hear X. But when I say X and you listen Y, that means that you have your own interpretations in your mind. તમારા મનમાં કંઈક interpretations ચાલે છે. And that is a good sign. There is nothing wrong in that. It has to be analytical, evaluating and identifying things, but at least ચાલે એને બહાર લાવો, discussion લાવો, rather than leaving aside the things. And I was really, my goosebumps were there while seeing that video. You have today only. You have today only. There is no tomorrow for you. If you are not awakened, remember the statement, you are nowhere. So if you really want to make your life, you are here because you are able to make it in the get admissions into a medical science. That means you are distinguished students than all other streams. Engineers have proud in their streams. Chartered accountants has their proud in their systems. Medical students must have a proud in their systems. You should be feeling what you are worthy of and what you can do, nobody else can do. Nobody else can do. So try to be open enough. My thank to all participants. I thank my team. I definitely would like to, this is, it is a, I know there are many doctors are here, Rajesh Bhai knows. In 2007, we organized a big seminar for 3 days in Homoeocare auditorium. 2007, તમારા મને તો ઘણા હશે નહીં ત્યારે. એઝ એ હોમિયોપેથીમાં સ્કૂલમાં બહુ નાના હશો તમે. પણ 2007માં જ્યારે હોમિયોપેથી ઓડિટોરિયમમાં અમે સેમિનાર કર્યો ને ત્યારે એક કોલેજ બે કોલેજ હતી. આઈ થિંક દેર વર 2 કોલેજ ઓનલી ઇન ધ સિટી, રાઈટ? વૃક્ષાબેન નોઝ. And there were 1,200 doctors who have came from almost every corner of the country. South માંથી ટ્રેન આવી હતી, ઈસ્ટમાં કલકત્તાથી લગભગ 100-150 ડેલિગેટ્સ આવ્યા હતા, દિલ્હી અને નોર્થના સ્ટેટ્સમાંથી, ઉત્તર પ્રદેશમાંથી there were lot of delegates, and it was a mega seminar for 3 days, and we have planned it for 1 year, full year, and then you will be surprised there were delegation from Pakistan and Bangladesh too. And it was a big seminar where all the stalwarts, what you are hearing name right now, Dr. Rajan Sankaran was a speaker in that seminar. Dr. Dr. Parina Zumranwala was the seminar. Dr. Sehgal was a speaker. Dr. Davle was a speaker. Dr. Vijayakar was a speaker. And we made a debate between Vijayakar, Sankaran and Sehgal because they all were having a different methodology. And I myself, Dr. R.K. Manchanda, who was director in CCRH, along with Parina Zumranwala, we moderated the session. Why you are prescribing this method? Why you are prescribing with this method? And there was a question. ધારો કે તાવ આવે તો પેરાસિટામોલ આપો કે ન આપો તમે? Simple question. So you can ask any damn questions. Whether to give prescribed paracetamol or not in a temperature by a homeopath, you need to decide. You should have logic for everything. Whether you prescribe, then also you require a logic. If you don't prescribe, then also you require a logic. So once you established a logical mindset, and that's why there was a prize for questions, not prize for answers. If you are able to find out the right questions, probably that is the best way of identifying the logic behind your the journey or a train of thoughts. आप क्या सोचते हो, that is very important. कैसे सोचते हो, कहाँ से सोचते हो? मैं जहाँ खड़ा हूँ वहीं से मुझे व्यू दिखेगा. I can't see behind. So if I change my location, my view changes. So that is where everybody, and I am really happy to see this much crowd at the last hour of the seminar. Thank you. Thank you very much. I invite all those who have actually worked day and night to make this seminar happen. તમે જે આટલું બધું ખાધું, ડાન્સ જોયો, enjoyment કર્યું, all the things has been prepared by the team. I invite the whole team on the stage. Come. There is an announcement also. Okay, come on. Meanwhile, you just come. Puri madam and Harwa madam, sab aa jao. Those who have worked in the things, I don't know actually who have really prepared the things. मैं 4, 5, 8, 10 लोगों का सिर्फ वो लेता था, लेकिन सबने वर्क किया था. And जिन्होंने काम किया वो आ जाइए सामने से. You very well deserve. नेहा मैडम, yes. Come on the stage. Jayesh sir, Pathik sir, आ जाइए. You are a part of team. Please come. आर्यवीर में से अस्मिता मैडम और कौन थे? तुलसी मैडम, सब आ जाओ. बोले लो. तो बुलाओ. તમે you know the things, I don't know the things. Who have worked the things? બોલો બોલો. આ જાઓ અર્પિતા મેડમ આવી જાઓ.
All faculties of HNS, please come on stage. And Aryavir College.
Okay, so there are a few announcements. First of all, we are again thankful to Second Wife Restaurant Cafeteria, Dosa.com Restaurant, Reliance Train, Kovadwa Road, and Akar Films. And after the end of the session, the high tea is waiting for you. But before that, please collect your certificates by giving that I cards. And at the registration desk, the book authorized by Dr. Kavita ma'am, Healing Women with Homeopathy, is available. So who wants to purchase, please go to the registration desk.
आ जाओ आपने नहीं बाद में जनगण बाद में राष्ट्रगीत बाद में आएगा. Before that, Sir Costas and Kavita, please see the team. They worked very hard for this seminar to happen, and there is a team of volunteers also. Wonderful. They deserve a clap. Whatever the fruits you are enjoying, it is because of the effort of them. Great. And you can call upon the volunteers also who have helped you from the students wing. Volunteers, Akash, Maruf, जो भी है, I don't know, I don't remember the name. आ जाओ. First, second, third, fourth, हैं? All volunteers. आप बुलाओ, मैं तो नहीं. नाम करके बुला लो. See, you have to recognize them. Second time काम नहीं करेंगे.
Please, all volunteers come to the stage. Akash, Maruf, Om. Harshad Kaka, please come to the stage. All the girls who have performed the dance, please come to the stage.
Once more रही जो बाकी.
All the girls of the third BHMS, please come to the stage. Please come fast.
So these are the team, and they have actually made it by themselves. My role was very minimal, very limited, and all of you deserve a very loud claps. Thank you. आ जाओ बेटा, आ जाओ, आगे आ जाओ, ऊपर आ जाओ, डांस. गणेश वंदना, दिराली, and dancers. आ जाओ. You enjoyed the performance? So they are the dancers. Ajo, Tejas, Viral, yes. A special mention for these two people, Viraj and Kashyap, the uninterrupted, perfect management of these slideshows, videos and everything. Very good. Tejas, yes. The design which you are seeing, જેને કહેવાય ને ST બસ સ્ટેન્ડ ઉપર ઊભા ડિઝાઇન ડિફાઇન કરી છે. So it's a wonderful team. Tejas, where are you, Tejas? Come. Yes. Come. And isn't it a beautiful designs? Great. Want to say something? Yes. Pathik sir want to say something?
With special permission to Dr. Kalpi sir and other all, just sir, I would like to say one thing here. That I would like to pay special thanks to team HNS. Actually, they did a lot. All the management and all the arrangement are made alone by the team HNS. I don't know the names, especially Dr. Kalpi sir knows well. And हालांकि आरवीर ने कुछ नहीं किया, ऐसा नहीं है. डॉक्टर अश्मिता सर शो वेरी ग्रेट कमिटमेंट. इवन कल वो बुखार में थे तो भी उन्होंने ड्यूरिंग फीवर, आज भी वो यहाँ पे है. और बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिन्होंने कुछ किया, लेकिन मैं एचएनएस टीम को विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा.
Thank you. And one more name, I think she is not there, but she is there in every work, every task. She is connecting thread, and that is Dr. Gunja madam. She has worked tirelessly, connecting dots without her making her presence to anything. So Dr. Gunja madam, Dr. Purvi madam, Dr. Arva madam, and Dr. Khyati madam. Dr. Khyati madam तो सही है, लेकिन ख्याति मैडम HR कहाँ पे? Yes. तो ये चारों का मैंने बहुत सर खाया है. I have actually even scolded also a lot, and I took the best work out of him. Thank you very much, and you did the best thing for you. Thank you. So, national. अच्छा.
Now it's the time to salute the nation. Everybody stand up at their seat and get ready for national anthem. जन गण मन Song.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता. पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा. विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा. तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे. गाहे तव जय गाथा. जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता. जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
થોડા બંધ થાય હવે બધા ઊભા થાઓ. તમે ખાલી એકવાર એનાઉન્સ કરજો, થોડી વાર બેઠા રહેજો, ધીમે ધીમે જાઓ, બધા એકારે નહીં ભેગું થાય. બધા એકારેમાં ભેગું નહીં થાય. વોલન્ટિયર અત્યારે બધા આવ્યા છે, તો હવે મોકલીએ. સુરજભાઈ